first World Championship in 1950, are the most successful team in history and have built some absolutely gorgeous cars. Their first driver's title was won in 1952 by Alberto Ascari. Considered one of F1's most dominant and best-loved champions, he drove the iconic Ferrari 500 and defended his title the year after. It was Juan Manuel Fangio in his Ferrari 250 who secured the team's next driver's title in 1956. Remember, he was world champion 5 times with 4 different teams. Mike Hawthorne, Phil Hill and John Surtees also won titles for Ferrari in the 50s and 60s, and the cars back then were beautiful, and they even sounded great, didn't they? Anyway, Ferrari went 11 years without winning a title until Niki Lauda won in 1975 in the iconic 312T. Throughout much of the 80s and 90s, though, Ferrari looked like they'd never go all the way again. The Professor Alain Prost came pretty close in 1990, but lost out to his bitter rival and former teammate at McLaren, Ayrton Senna. It was only when John Todt recruited a swathe of staff from outside of Italy, including Michael Schumacher, that the glory days returned 21 years after their last driver's title. The turn of the century saw the prancing horse sprint to an unprecedented 5 consecutive championship doubles. And after Schumacher left, Kimi Raikkonen reclaimed the driver's title immediately. But despite employing 1,500 people, the Iceman remains the last Ferrari world champion. So, 16 constructors' titles, 7 more than McLaren, and 15 drivers' titles, 4 more than, again, McLaren. Ferrari are truly Formula One's top team. Forza Ferrari.
Good morning, coming up to 5 minutes after 6 o'clock. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark's Real Sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale, and it's now on. Check out arnoldclark.com. Gabby's alongside me. Gabby, what's in the papers? Oh, sorry. We don't have any.
They're not giving you one now?
No.
What, are you surprised, though?
We used to, once upon a time when you started doing this, there was half a dozen papers all open for you to come in, quick peruse before you go on your show with some information. Now, zilch.
Do you think that's because of the staff now? Maybe they're not up to it, or?
I think it's cutbacks.
Oh, okay.
I think it's cutbacks.
Yeah, finances.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm going to get paper round again. Right, it was a perfect night for the English sides in the Champions League and talkSPORT. We were right across it.
Gravenberg out of the left-hand side of the penalty area. Gakpo, 3-0. And this really is a job well done by Arne Slot's man. 3 goals, 3 points, and an outstanding chance of a top 8 finish. Marseille 0, Liverpool 3.
Finally, the breakthrough for Chelsea. It's only taken 77 minutes. A really good header from 6 yards out by Moises Caicedo. Victory for Liam Rossignol in his first game in the Champions League, and a crucial one for the host as well. A Chelsea performance that arguably leaves more questions than answers.
Here comes Barnes, deep from deep, and scores! Something out of nothing. PSV hits where it hurts the most. Newcastle have won it by 3-0, and so they will be, at the very least, in the knockout phase playoffs for the Champions League. And in the end, it was a straightforward victory for Eddie Howe's side. Exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, it was. Mind you, I thought it'd be more than one gap, to be honest. But look, all 3, it was a big night, wasn't it? The English sides, all look as if they're heading the right way, heading for the next round of games, eh?
And it was, apart from Chelsea struggled to break down Paphos. They scored late on, Caicedo header off a corner. But Newcastle and Liverpool, probably the most comfortable nights they've had this season. Marseille, atmosphere did not affect Liverpool one bit. Didn't affect them one bit.
Liverpool have got that in them, Gab, haven't they?
Oh, they've got the experience of atmospheres at stadiums like Marseille. It didn't affect them. They controlled the game all throughout. Marseille had little moments, but Liverpool were comfortable. Very good on the counter-attack. Fullbacks were fantastic. They've had a lot of Tuchel, Kirkes and Frimpong, but they were fantastic going forward and defensively. Szoboszlai scored a great free kick under the wall. Very clever free kick. And I thought Wirtz as well was sharp and defensively very strong, Liverpool.
We've spoken about this before, Gab. The Premier is strong, isn't it? And I think that proves it in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at... I was going to get a sheet about this, but it takes 30 minutes to print it off.
Should bring your own ink in.
Yeah, I know. I'll bring my own printer. Spurs beat Dortmund. Dortmund are doing well in the German league. Spurs struggling, beat them comfortably, even though they had 10 men, Dortmund. You look at last night, Marseille, I think, are 3rd in Liga, and Liverpool could have beat them 5 or 6. So very comfortable. Even Arsenal going to Inter Milan, comfortable with a lot of changes. Shows the strength of the Premier League.
Absolutely. Now, but one of the sides in the Premier, I just wonder, I think there's a bit of turmoil at Palace.
Yes.
I see Mateta linked with your club, Villa.
He was linked with Juventus first, but Juventus said, I think he's coming up to 29 years of age. I think Palace might want over 30 million and wages. He wants double what Palace are offering. That's what they say. So Juventus have pulled out of that deal. I think Villa will be interested, but I'm not sure the finances maybe would work. Villa have got to be careful with wages as well, Al. And I'm sure Tammy Abraham on loan with the one they prefer now.
I've not seen him for a while. Jose took him over to Roma, didn't he? Was happy with him, but since then I've not really seen him.
He's done okay. He has found it hard to find a home, Al, at a club. I think Aston Villa was probably his best time when he scored over 25 goals in the Championship. But back up to Ollie Watkins, bring him on. Last 20 as well to help Watkins. It'll be a good signing for Villa.
Yeah. Right, back to Liverpool. So a big win. You know, we're all looking at that. That was a game I was looking at thinking,
yes.
So it was a big win down the south coast of France, down in Marseille. And Stuart Pearce says a huge result for Arne's side.
Whichever way you look at it, and in the first half, you know, it took a free kick, a clever free kick at that, but it took a free kick to break the deadlock because you expected a little bit more of the front 4, front 5 to be more creative when they had opportunities to do so, but they weren't. So it took a free kick to break the deadlock. And in the second half, as the game got stretched a little bit, you always felt as though Liverpool would get more. I don't think they were as clinical as certainly they have been, but the bottom line is they got a fantastic result. This is a great result for Liverpool, make no mistake about that.
Yes, absolutely. Stuart Pearce there. Full of positivity. But Stephen Gerrard, do you read that? Gerrard has called out to Arne Slot. He says, stop whinging, stop moaning. but having to break down teams sitting back against them.
It's normal. Arsenal, Man City do that every week. When you're playing lesser teams, that's what they're going to do. They can't just open up. But I felt last night, Pierce's right. Before the goal, Liverpool missing chances. I thought over the course of the 90 minutes, Ekatike looked very sharp. But
I like him, Gab.
Yeah, but he's finishing last
you're
night.
Not sure, but I like him.
Yeah. No, I like him. But last night, he's finishing. He could have had a hat-trick last night, but missed a few chances. Thought Vert was very good. Szoboszlai seems to me as the player that's like
he is
consistent week in, week out. Salah started. He done okay. Had a few decent chances. It was offside for. But overall, that could be a boost for Liverpool confidence.
Yeah, we spoke to Bolo.
Yes.
Bolo's ending yesterday, and he's obviously his connection with PSV, but it was no problem for Newcastle, was it?
Have you seen the 2 goals?
No.
Wait, I'm going to show you these first 2 goals. First one, PSV keeper, clearance, shanks it. Quick ball from Guimaraes into Gillinson. Set it to Wissa, scores. Mistake from the goalkeeper. Second one, centre half, passes to the other centre half. No pressure on him. Tries the first time pass to the keeper out. Shanks it short, really short. Wissa runs through and slides and sets up Gordon for a tap-in. This is the Champions League. You're coming to Newcastle away, a tough place to play, and you've gifted them 2 early goals. So it's very poor from PSV.
Yeah, well, Gab, I sound like a stuck record, but if I was a manager tomorrow, someone's there will say, just do 6 weeks. I say to the goalkeeper, you pass it short to any of that defence.
No.
Unless it's blatantly obvious, the full-backs have got loads of time. You cannot give it the 2 centre-backs, impossible. I'll let you have it to the full-backs if it's blatant. They have loads of time. If not, just dink one in over there midfield and build on that. I'm sick and tired of seeing it and shaking my head saying, here we go again.
I'd love to see how many goals are conceded.
Oh,
in
Dino.
European football.
Dino was counting them. It will scare you.
Yeah, I could imagine. I mean, Villa do it all. I mean, Conte give a goal away. I think it was against West Ham. Honestly, how casual he was. And he's normally good at it. Loses the ball, they go and score. Imagine now, managers back in the day. Martin O'Neill, if he lost the ball there.
I know.
Wow. Touch into the striker.
Bruno went off with an ankle injury, didn't he? And Villa
Yes.
coming up this weekend, so good news for your boys.
Yeah,
Bad
but
for Newcastle.
Yeah, but maybe it's an ankle injury where you're not too worried about ankles, are you, Al? It's muscle injuries.
You can strap them
up and get on with it.
It's horrible, but you can.
Yes. Tough game, though, for Villa with their injury problems. Hopefully, Tammy Abraham can get signed. Fingers crossed. Leon Bailey's come back from loan at Roma. And hopefully, he can get another midfielder in as well.
Right, coming up, we got a good guest. We got Big Sam coming up, Vinnie Jones coming up. Vinnie, you probably haven't seen that, have you? His country show. Right? If you're into that, it's lovely.
Very good.
It really is. And he is. It's not a put on, what I do now. No, he does. He loves his country. And, of course, the gentleman, he plays the gamekeeper, doesn't he?
Yes.
I love that.
Can't wait for next season.
All right, coming up 6:13 on talkSPORT. Travel coming next.
This is from, don't you?
I know the song, Don't Stop Believing.
Please tell me what program we love it from. Final scene. Sopranos. When he's in the diner.
That was a weird ending, wasn't it?
When he's in the diner, this is the song that comes on.
Was it really?
Remember, Meadow, his daughter, runs across the road and opens the diner door, and then it finishes. Weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Of course, Tony's dead.
Yes, legends.
Over in Italy, wasn't it?
Yes.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Gabby alongside me, right? A bit of Journey, brilliant. And Don't Stop Believing this morning. It's as its frontman Steve Perry's 77th birthday today. 77. Grab your villa, Gab your villa. Grab your villa. Your Villa 7 points adrift from top spot in the Premier League. Yeah. Will you ever stop believing that Villa can win that Premier League title again? Well, not again.
I'll stop believing. I'll stop believing for a long time until the rules change and everyone can spend a similar amount.
Yeah.
Until that, there's only going to be probably only Manchester City,
but that's too easy,
Liverpool, Arsenal
will
win.
Easy to do that.
Yeah. Some teams can spend, 4 times as much as other teams, but it's okay.
I agree. Okie dokie. Right, here we go. Katie's with us. Katie.
Morning, Katie.
Hello, good morning. Yes, I'm back with the back pages, and lots of it is dominated by Dominic Szoboszlai. Little cheeky free kick, wasn't it, to help Liverpool 3-0. They beat Marseille.
So I take it no one was guarding the wall for the
wall jumped.
Wall jumped and it went under.
No one was lying down behind them. No.
Right, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Like a boss on the back page, The Mirror. We've got on the back page of Sob Well Done, which I think is my favourite headline of the morning. Yeah. So lots of love for
I think he's the
Dominic
best
Szoboszlai.
player.
Yeah.
Szoboszlai.
Can do it all, can't he? 7 goals as well out, all competitions.
Yeah.
4 in the Champions League. He can do everything. He can play right back if he needs to, centre mid. He can play as a 10 if he wants to. He's good technically. He can run with the ball. He's got one hell of a strike, best strike in his team. Top player. Played very well last night.
He's gone to a whole new level this season, hasn't he? So credit to him.
Highly.
And it was a great night for all the English teams in the Champions League.
So what does that tell us about the Premiership or the Premier?
So
it's red hot, isn't it?
Yeah, and also I suppose 5 out of the top 8 right now are English teams. Is there a concern about how lopsided it feels in Europe right now? Is the Premier League becoming too dominant?
No, I don't think so, Katie, because this is the build up to the the knockouts, and that's where it's a bit like England strolling through groups, World Cup qualifiers, European, but can they get over the line to be champions? I think Champions League's like that. You look at Bayern, you look at Real Madrid, you look at PSV who could come back. It's the important games later on, home and away. That's what counts.
I look at Arsenal though, and I look at Arsenal. And I've watched all the teams in the Champions League this season. They beat everyone over 2 legs. 100%. Because Bayern are a very good side, but Arsenal have already beaten them. They'll beat them over 2 legs as well. Real Madrid can't defend. Lack of defenders of quality. Barcelona can't defend. Conceding 2 goals last night. So I think of Slavia Prague, beating them 4-2. I just look at the English teams and I feel that there's a reason why we got, was it last season, the season before, we got the extra spot for the Champions League?
Yeah, it was last year.
Finishing in 5th place. I think it happens again this season. That's why I always look at top 5, not top 4.
So how many English teams do you genuinely consider are contenders to win this competition?
Oh, only Arsenal. Only Arsenal to win it.
Okay, because Jermaine Pennant thinks that Liverpool's got more of a chance of winning the Champions League this season than Arsenal.
That's because he's pro Liverpool and not as much Arsenal, even though he played for Arsenal.
Liverpool are the type of side that could get to a final. They could.
You think defensively though?
But if they put it together over 2 legs,
Gab, yeah. You have to get the atmosphere right. If he's that comeback, and they've got a chance. But I just look at Arsenal, how strong they are. Katie, they've not won it before. They're going to win the Premier League. I just feel that when it comes to that crunch knockout games, they're going to be all in for the Champions League because they've never won it.
I think Arsenal get everything going for them now.
Yeah.
The squad, the size of the squad, the smiles on Arteta's face, the comfortable on the ball, the enthusiasm, the way they take the crowd behind them at home. They've got everything going. They just don't want a couple of key injuries.
I'm not sure about City. I'm not sure about Manchester City. I would not back them at all.
Especially not after the other night. And then they even refunded the away fans. That
what did that cost them per player? Yeah. That cost them 0.01% of their week wage.
But it's the gesture, Gabs.
No, I know it's not.
Pep get them in after the game individually, say, "What's up? You're not the same player."
Yeah, what's
Do you think
going
he
on
does
here?
that?
I'd hope so because they don't seem like they're playing for the manager at the moment. They've been woeful last 2 games.
Do you think Arsenal have the best squad in the Champions League?
100%. Best squad in world football by far. The squad's that good, Katie. The 1 year we had to go. Okay, we're going to take you to Marseille to get you some game time. 1 year will start in like most top 10 Premier League clubs.
Okay, let's move on to this other story. Emma Raducanu seems to be questioning her coach's methods. I knew you'd say that.
I'll change again.
Oh yeah.
I got him off my floor on the flat today.
No, let's focus on this if we can. So she seems to be questioning her coach's methods after being knocked out.
Oh God, not another one.
So she's had 7 to 9 different coaches. You don't believe me?
Are you serious? She's really moaning about a coach again?
Yes. So she was knocked out of the Australian Open by world number 55 Anastasia Potapova, and she says she wants to be playing in a different way. So not good news for her current coach. She's had 7 to 9 different coaches. Do you think the attention on her is unfair?
No.
When she speaks like that,
she's she's a very pretty girl. She models. She earns a fortune. She's very rich. But does she want to be? Does she want to win? She won the US, didn't she?
Yeah, 2021.
Does she want to get that standard again? If she does, she's just got to knuckle down, and she's clearly not.
Was it Wimbledon? She's doing very well against Sabalenka, but lost.
Yeah, she got really far.
She done one against Sabalenka in the game, and then she lost in the end. And everyone,
everyone had that panic attack, didn't she?
Yeah, everyone was behind her though, and you're like, all right, she's getting back to her best stuff. Like, what's this coach saying? Double fault. What? You know what I mean? Like, just play your game.
Well, she's saying Francis Roy, who is her current and latest coach, says she says it's the cagey approach that seems to be at odds with the aggressive style that carried her all the way to the 2021 US Open. So the approach is what she's questioning.
I can't see someone that, Andy's coached, hasn't he, Andy Murray, but he's been there, he's done it. I don't know, has she got to go and see a psychiatrist, a sports psych who tells her, you don't realise how good you are, you underestimate. Maybe that's what she needs.
Yeah.
She needs something because she's got ability.
They can't all be wrong, can they? 79 coaches.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
No, not 79, 729.
Don't start these like...
Oh, yeah, 6 and 7.
Don't start these again. I thought you said 79, 7 to 9. Okay. Still
79 coaches.
I'm about to say.
Would be a lot.
Seven's
I know
still
it's
a
early,
lot.
but...
7's still a lot, though. She needs to just buckle down.
We'll get excited again for Wimbledon, won't we? And then we'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you think because she has changed coaches so much, so in your playing career, how difficult was it when, a new coach would come in, they'd change their approach, they'd change their style, and then everything you built up over the last couple of years, you then had to straight away adapt?
Yeah, I think it's different in football because, you've got 10 other teammates on the pitch, but I could imagine for tennis, if, like she's saying, cagey, maybe she wants to be aggressive, but what's her excuse when she gets an aggressive coach? I want to be cagey again. Just get on with it and play. I think she just needs to...
I don't think she's going to get a lot of sympathy out.
No way.
No.
I agree with like the bad press she was getting, Katie, and she's been through a lot. Was it the stalker she had to deal with as well? She's been through a lot, and a lot of people were jealous of her with all the deal she was getting when she's not performing on the court. I felt for her with that.
Look at the Williams sisters. Look at the career they've had. Yeah. Incredible. Against adversity and stuff like that, you know, stick. And they just, you know, said, go away. Leave me alone. I know I'm a good player. She's got to start believing herself.
And stop talking about it. I would. Stop telling people you want to change your coach for this reason. Just do it. And then go and win something.
Yeah, well, Oliver Brown says in The Telegraph, the brutal truth is Emma Raducanu is being left behind, having reached the second week of a major just once in 5 years. Her career is stuck in neutral.
By the way, it's not just Emma. It's not just Emma. It's the British tennis. Collectively, we are damn average now. Compared to other nations, we are average at tennis. And I thought with this fantastic academy set up, there's funding now, there's better courts for kids to come through. Well, we're not reaping any benefit as yet, none. It's not a waste of money.
Yeah.
It is.
Yep, you're right.
I like my tennis. I watch my tennis. I read about it.
Yeah.
At the moment, forget it.
It gives you a boost, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah.
But I've got the stage now. I don't get disappointed.
Everyone's talking
about. I know. We promised so much, and then.
What about Draper?
He's been doing
with him. Has he been doing okay?
He's been doing all right.
He's the one we were relying on, aren't we?
Yeah, kind of. We had that kind of era of Andy Murray, didn't we?
Yes.
So we kind of need to have that high again.
Yes. And maybe Alan won't fall out with our next generation.
I wanted Andy to do well. He just disappointed me certain games.
You're a bit harsh with him.
Two-time Wimbledon champions, not bad.
I know, but there was other games where you're screaming at the telly, come on, and I think it was more his mindset and the will to win that, you know, he just
don't think he
lost it sometimes. No,
I thought he was very passionate.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to control those emotions, like Sampras and people like that.
I think you're harsh on Andy, mate. He's had a great career.
All right, Judy. Right, coming up 6:28.
Be there for Super Bowl 60 on talkSPORT.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earn 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Good morning, 25 minutes to 7, the Bosch and the Sun this morning, not page 3, page 2, with Nigel Farage. Bosch joins Dosh. It gets about, doesn't it?
Think of that, Al.
I've not read it all,
Oh,
I've
okay.
just seen the picture.
Yeah.
Right, we need to do this because, Gabby, we do, because time is running out.
If you're going to San Francisco, you're gonna meet
some kind of people there. That was flower power in those days, Gab. Make love, not war. That was right up your
Make love.
Yes.
Oh,
Right up your
I would have loved it back in the day, though.
Yeah.
Bit of me, that, Al.
And the reason why we're playing it is the Super Bowl is just, a few weeks away. And we're sending one of you and a pal to San Francisco on the 6th of Feb to see it live. Mixed with the stars, The Rock, Justin Bieber, Jay-Z, Big Ginge, Gabby, Ali, we'll all be there.
Can't wait.
So can you be. But the competition closes today. So get your entry in now if your chance to win. Here we go. Text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or call us 0343 418 7260. The lines close today. You have until 4 p.m. And that's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus. UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talkSPORT.com. So for your chance to win, text to the Golden Gate State. Win. Text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 83338. And do that now.
touchdown. Be sure to wear
some kind.
I definitely want to try one, Al. Super Bowl.
Well, they say it's one of them, before you cop it, it's one of them you've got to see some big sport.
Yes, yes, has to be
Not
done.
easy to get a ticket, by the way.
We can get one, can't we? Of course we
I
can.
bet you don't.
Really?
No, McCoy's might get one, but yeah, no.
You've got links, Al. You've got links, mate. You can hook me up, can't you?
Who are you taking then?
I'll probably take the missus. Okay.
Your daughter with that new phone of hers.
She's not getting a new phone. The audacity of that girl.
Right, from the US to down under, let's get an update from the Australian Open with Toby Gillis. Toby!
Morning, Al. Yeah, in the last hour, we've had the women's fourth seed Amanda Anisimova make it through to the third round. And also the 28-year-old qualifier, 168th ranked home favourite Madison Inglis has made the third round as well. Earlier, Novak Djokovic was a comfortable winner, as was defending women's champion Madison Keys. Former finalist Stefanos Tsitsipas has just had a medical timeout in the early stages of his match with Thomas Mahatch. And could we be seeing the end of an era today at the Australian Open? Stan Wawrinka, former winner, of course, up against the French qualifier Arthur Geyer in his final appearance in Australia. Lost the first set 6-4. He is a break-up in the second, though. And one of the women's favourites, Iga Swiatek, is a break-up early in her match with Maria Buzkova of the Czech Republic.
The Australian Open update on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Stream every set live on Discovery Plus or watch TNT Sports channels on EE, Sky and Virgin Media. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
What is wrong with you, Ed, these days?
Oh, let us speak to Toby.
I want to speak to Toby.
Yeah.
I want to understand how this Australian qualifier can go into the third round and our number one can't get in there. But you're too quick with the old fingers.
I don't let you speak, Al. Yeah.
Honestly, innit?
Yeah, we'll have to after the show, Al, write our complaints down about the staff.
How long you got? I want to make tomorrow's show. Now, Villa's title challenge looks like it's fading away before it really even started. Would you agree with that, Gab?
Yes. Gone.
Villa allowed Malan to leave the club earlier this week. But what about some incomings? Well, that might be a bit tricky due to Gabby's favourite topic, PSR.
Dreams can come true, and Marie, we're with you. No, you gotta
Aston Villa 0, Everton 1. A massive opportunity missed by Aston Villa.
We are going to work the next days to try to add, to join some players with us, because we will need for the rest of the season, but with the player we have now is enough.
Yeah, it really frustrates me. Aston Villa couldn't even get Conor Gallagher because of PSR rules. Imagine if Aston Villa could, this transfer window, go and get a Gahey or a Semenyo. Maybe they would have a title challenge.
That is just the nature of the rules. They are boxed in. My owners, who we know are proper owners, who we know are prepared to spend a buck or two, and who back that football club and have done good things with it, can't because they're restricted.
PSR, I hate you. Let us spend some money. Let us buy some good players.
Who Jeff Lynn's representative. What do you mean? Give who a lesson? What? Singing lesson? Gabby? All right. And Jeff Lynn, of course, ELO.
To be fair, though, a couple of years ago, Christmas party, your singing on the karaoke was very good, mate.
Whose?
Remember?
It's more than a couple of years ago, isn't it?
Was it? Yeah, 3 years ago.
Try about 5, I think.
Yeah.
But this is a big question. Everyone,
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand this, and I'm quite frank. It's all about turnover, isn't it, Gab?
Yeah.
I've not really looked in it because honestly, football's football.
The problem is, Al, you see Manchester United, whether they finished 15th last season, but still allowed to go and spend 200 million because their revenue's so high.
Yeah.
They bring in maybe 700, 750 million a year.
That's against the small club.
Aston Villa bring in like 250. So you look at the difference.
Well, there was a stage where, let's be honest, Real Madrid, where the people were thought they were going to go bust.
Mm-hmm.
And the local government helped them out, bought the training ground, give them a loan. Is that fair?
Not at all. Liverpool, look how much they bring in now. That's why they're able to spend so much. Manchester City can spend what they like because their revenue's so high. So is Arsenal's. But clubs like Newcastle and Villa haven't got that revenue because they haven't got the fan base over the world.
And the money around now in our league here in the UK is massive, so we should be winning European.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, let's find out a little bit more about this. Crossover the football and finance expert, Kieran Maguire. Kieran, a very good morning.
Good morning, Kieran.
Morning, guys.
Kieran, I'm sick of trying to explain this because it just seems the richer clubs have much more of an opportunity of buying success. It's not fair.
It's not fair, Alan. I agree with you entirely. And that's why the rules were introduced. the European elite, when they saw the disruptor clubs, when they saw Roman Abramovich come into Chelsea and spend all of that money, Sheikh Mansour did it at Manchester City. We saw PSG being transformed from a relatively small club in France to the machine they are. They said, well, we don't want any more. So the rules were introduced. They effectively brought down the guillotine in 2013. And if you're on the wrong side of history, and that effectively was in 2013 when the PSR rules were introduced under the form of FFP, it's created this issue. And those aspirational clubs and ambitious clubs like Aston Villa and Newcastle, they're now having to try to compete with one hand tied behind their back.
Yeah. Even let's go closer to home here. We're on the banks of the Thames, south of the river. Crystal Palace. It looks as if Palace have got a big problem, and Palace have been brilliant for the last few years, and now that could be ripped to pieces. We're selling players. The manager's going to leave. He's had enough. He feels his hands are tied. Surely we got to do something about this.
Well, but where's that going to come from, Alan? Because the big clubs aren't going to vote for it. When Leicester City won the Premier League in 2016, the first thing that the big clubs did was that they threatened a Super League, and they made the other clubs in the Premier League give away more concessions to transfer more money from sort of the middle class and the poor of the Premier League to the bigger clubs. And that's now been sort of embedded in stone, and it's only one. There's only one direction. It's all about getting into the Champions League now, and you've got to give Villa for credit for being as successful as they have been in the past 2 or 3 years to have got as far as they have done.
I think Kieran as well. Aston Villa were able to spend, wasn't they, on the loans for Rashford and Asensio because of the Champions League money that was coming in. But the frustration for Unai Emery and Villa fans and Villa as a club is the manager, when he first come in, said, we want to dream. We want to dream of everything at this football club. The owners, multi-billionaire owners who have got a checkbook that would allow the manager to go and get the players that he wants. Aston Villa are struggling at the moment. They're on the same point as Manchester City. Manchester City can go out and spend 95 million this window. Villa can barely buy anyone. It's not fair, is it, Kieran? Like, what's the point?
It's not fair, Gabby. I think you just have to be smarter rather than being bigger. But that will only take you so far. I mean, the big fear for Villa fans must be. We know that Manchester United will be looking for a manager this summer. They have a far bigger budget. Yeah. If you take a look at the average wages, I've got the wages in front of me, the average wage at Villa is 40 grand a week less than the big six. Mm-hmm. It's not because Villa can't pay the money, because if you rightly said, the owners have got the money. Yep. The owners can go out and buy a yacht or a helicopter or an island. Why can't they go out and buy a left back?
Yeah, I think it's going to be frustrating for the manager, because his press conference yesterday at Fenerbahce, you can just tell it's draining him now. You know, and I do worry for Aston Villa and Emery, because if this carries on, Kieran, he might get frustrated that, he's been held back. Look at the job he's done. And he wants to go and win Premier Leagues. He wants to go and win Champions Leagues, Europa Leagues. But are these rules going to really, really stop him?
Well, potentially, yes. He is a great manager. He's proven himself not just at Villa but elsewhere in Europe. And every player and every manager wants to achieve at the elite end, yes. And that is the Champions League. And to do that, you need to have a budget. Which makes you competitive, and for all of the good that the owners at Villa have done, and they have certainly funded as much as they can. But remember, this season Villa have already been fined £9.5 million by UEFA, and they're having to follow a budget from UEFA. And if they fail to follow that, they're going to be given another fine, and then potentially the sanctions start to become on-field, and you don't want to go down that route. So Villa are doing the right thing by the rules, because they can't afford to break them, but it's stifling the ambition.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's no good. Kieran, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Bring us up to speed. What's going on? It's definitely unfair.
Yeah, but where...
We can't do anything about it.
But Newcastle as well. I'm not just talking about my club, Villa. Newcastle are probably thinking, we can outspend anyone in world football, but we can't. How does that work?
No. Right, Katie coming back in a few moments' time. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Okay, still to come on talkSPORT.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
Okay, so we are going to be asking this morning where Liverpool fans have to stop putting pressure on Slot and start believing that he is the right man. The Reds looked back to the best last night, beating Marseille 3-0. Okay, it wasn't Real Madrid, but Marseille away from home is not easy. We're going to be joined right here in the studio about acting royalty. These two numpties will need a few tips.
You're not going to Spain, and that's that.
Why not?
Because I said so.
You can't tell me what to do.
Yes,
you ain't
I
my
am.
mother.
Yes, I am.
God, how long ago was that?
Why do we do these things, though?
Because them idiots make us.
Not anymore.
Stick around, as a proper footballer, as a proper actor, Vinnie Jones, over 100 movies, joins us at 9 a.m. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins on talkSPORT.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
6:52 on talkSPORT. Gabby's alongside me. Gabby, you know I do this little stint on Virgin.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, they've asked me to bring in some guests, presenters.
Yeah.
Who've got a good taste in music.
So you want me to come on?
No, I'm thinking of Ray and Al.
Don't fancy a bit of Barry White, Al? Too slow?
Gabby, I've heard your music.
Bit of Motown.
This is Legends. This is 70s.
Okay.
Not the guff they play now.
Okay. Bit of Elvis?
Right,
No?
here we go. A bit of this. Earth, Wind and Fire.
Look at it. This is what you're going to play?
Yeah,
I like this song. I like it a lot.
You don't remember this?
It's the sort of song that comes on in the places I go now.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
I go to the older places now, yeah. Big tune.
There's some crackers. I really enjoy doing it. Anyway, I'll try and get you on, Gab.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
Right, it's a bit of taste on my Virgin Radio Legends show, 6 p.m. to 10, and then 10 till 2 a.m. on the main channel, Virgin as well, Saturday nights. So if you're bored, you're home, you're dancing around the table, bottle of wine, glass of wine even, chuck is on. Right, Katie's back. Katie, what have you... Katie was having a little jig there.
I was. Earth, Wind and Fire September is my favourite song of all time. Yes.
Oh, what a pick that was.
There we go.
Why are they playing that money noise, Al?
Hey?
Why are they playing that money noise? Are you getting paid for this, or...?
Oh, no, I'm doing it out of the goodness of my heart.
You're a good man.
Good for you, Alan.
You're a good man, Al. Man of the people.
I'm only kidding.
No, I know, and I was joking too. You know what? I'm awful at sarcasm, but anyway, right.
We'll get there.
We'll get there one day.
What we got?
Okay, so our brand new podcast is available. It's called How to Win the World Cup, and the latest episode is live now on YouTube and all available podcast platforms. Matt Ford and Alex Brooker have spoken to French World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit about having the right mentality to win the greatest prize in football. Emmanuel also asks Alex who he would rather see end their trophy drought this year, his beloved Arsenal or England.
Would you rather see Arsenal winning the title than see England winning the World Cup?
Oh, the title, I think. That sounds awful, especially on a World Cup podcast. But that is the mentality of it, because it's...
Do you know what? I'm absolutely Forest mad, but I lose my...
There is
the
something...
thought of England winning the World Cup.
It's hard for you to answer.
Yeah,
It is really hard, actually. Do you know what?
hard.
Because there's something about the World Cup where we've been there together, like, we've watched games together, and there's something about the fact that you're sharing it with everyone. People who normally, you're kind of at odds about your clubs and stuff like that, but you all want one thing at one time. It's very rare you get that in football. Okay.
So, Gabs, would you rather see England...
Aston Villa.
Oh, why?
Because I've got Scottish blood and Nigerian blood, so I would choose Villa to win anything over England to win a thing.
Okay, well, we had this text come in earlier from Darren saying any English person who would prefer their club to win than their country should be ashamed.
I'm glad to be ashamed. Spain can take me whenever they like. I'd love to go and live in Mallorca, so no problem.
Would you?
Oh, I'd love to.
Well, you get the money to do it now.
Not allowed?
What?
Let's not go into it. We're not allowed.
3 months you can have.
It's not enough, is it? I want a year. I want years there, Al. I want to just be there.
That could change with the government could try and change it.
How on earth have we got into this?
He obviously hates where he lives.
Anyway, I just want Villa to win a trophy. 1996.
Gabby, you're very selfish, you know.
Why?
When I think about it, do you ever consult your children about this?
No, I don't. They ain't got a choice, mate.
Oh dear.
I would consult my kids if I was moving away.
But you're a better parent than me, Alan.
Alan, club or country?
Whoa. I'd love Scotland to win something, but I'm not daft. There's no way we can win a World Cup. Whereas I grew up Celtic, and we were the first 1967, the first British team to win the big one, the Champions League, way before Villa. Way before.
What about you, Katie?
England. I'd love England to win the World Cup. Think about all those people that potentially don't follow football, that suddenly there'd be parties in the street, probably have a bank holiday. The whole of the country would just turn into party mode, and it would be such an amazing thing to experience. England winning the World Cup, something they haven't done in 60 years, would be incredible.
Is it that far away? Maybe not. South America, it takes very, very difficult for a European side to win. in America, North America, South America.
I think for me it's very tough. When you got Scottish in you, Airdrie, you got Nigerian in you as well. So it's difficult. I have to choose Aston Villa. Katie, you asked me a question.
Hold on a minute. Were you watching the African Cup? Were you?
I was,
yeah. No, you weren't. You
Yes,
liar.
I was.
You were not. You were not. Come on.
You got a camera in my house, mate.
Is it the Golden Eagles or something? The Super Eagles?
Super Eagles.
You weren't watching them. I've never heard you once talk about it.
I have.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so who do you think will win the World Cup?
I think it's going to be France. I rate France highly.
I think France has got the best European chance.
Ekitike is French.
But
Mbappe, Elise.
I think
Shirky.
Brazil are...
Is that mainly down to the conditions? Because Stuart Pearce thinks that England will struggle in the hot conditions and won't win it. And the South American teams, have a really good chance.
Yeah, I think Argentina and Brazil, again, have got to be favourites.
Yeah, but can't you be clever in these conditions?
No.
At certain times, you sit back a little bit and conserve energy.
Yeah, but not in semi-finals, finals. I think England will go a long way, but can they win it? I hope so. I'd like England to win it. But I think when it comes to the crunch, the conditions could stop England winning it.
I don't think Brazil will. I'm not sure about Brazil's squad.
Yeah, but Gab, they turn up with big events.
Yeah.
Well, Opta's supercomputer places the 3 European sides as the favourites, with Spain given a 17 chance of
Spain
victory.
would have a chance.
England 11.8 and France at 14. So Spain obviously won the last Euros. France were the runners-up in Qatar.
Spain will probably handle the conditions best of any European side.
Portugal have got a good squad as well.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I don't think they can win it. Yeah, they are, but I don't think
they've
got a better squad than Brazil. I'll tell you that now.
Oh, I don't know. I think Brazil, there's just something magical about that strip, about their fans, the samba beat, the rhythm, the way they play so free, they just knock it about. Big events, there's something magical about them.
Yeah.
There is. Okay, 2 minutes to 2 minutes to 7 o'clock.
Too honest on here, sorry.
Who?
I'm too honest when I chose Villa. I feel bad now.
Well, no.
That's all right. It's all right because Arsenal are going to win the league anyway, Gabs.
Yeah, well, finally.
Arsenal have got the best squad, no doubt about it. And they're playing so free. But that result the other night, I just begin to think they can't blow it. They can't.
No, we'll be fine.
Because I think the chasing pack are not consistent enough.
No, look at Man City. Even the other night, losing.
They for me are still the big dangers. But can you trust them the way they're playing at the moment?
You know your stuff, Al. You know your stuff. Well done, mate.
What World Cup did you play? Coming up to 7 o'clock.
More green jackets have been lost at the 12th than at the Augusta City Dry Cleaners. Rory McIlroy knows this better than most. But what is Amen Corner and why is it so iconic? The famous sequence has always been there since the Masters began in 1934. It didn't get its name until '58, though, when American sports writer Herbert Warren Wind, on the left, wrote, "At the farthest reach of the Augusta National Course, down in the Amen Corner." He drew inspiration from the 1933 jazz song Shouting in That Amen Corner by the Dorsey Brothers. The reason behind its difficulty is all in the sand and the water. Tournament officials don't even bother to count the balls lost in there each year, such is the sheer number. The 11th, named White Dogwood, is a downhill 520-yard par 4 with a pond to the left of the green and a bunker to the right. Both cause a lot of trouble each year. The 12th, Golden Bell, is perhaps the most famous hole in the world, with danger everywhere. Many aim for the flag, but look, get it even slightly wrong, and you're in the azaleas at the back, or the bunkers at the front, or even worse, Rays Creek. Or you can play it safe and aim for the open green on the left. You chicken. Tiger Woods once said, if you make 4 bogeys from Thursday to Sunday, you're doing well. And the highest ever score on that hole? 13. It's a par 3. Tom Weiskopf in 1980 was the sorry soul. Often the iconic Ben Hogan Bridge is the only thing players enjoy about Golden Bell. Even if you escape there unscathed, though, you met with Azalea, the dogleg par 5 13th. It tempts players to go for the green in 2, but cut over those trees on the left at your peril. Every year, it seems, Amen Corner destroys someone's dreams. Rory McIlroy dropped 3 shots through here as his round unravelled in 2011. In 2016, a year after navigating Amen Corner expertly, Jordan Spieth shot a quadruple bogey on the 12th to throw away his green jacket. I mean, it sounds like my game, to be honest. So who'll be the next to be brought to their knees, praying for mercy after Amen Corner?
Coming up, Dom King, Stevie Harmison, Dan Gosling and Alex Crook. Right, what about last night? I've just seen the goals. How did Salah do for you, Gab?
He done okay.
Had a great chance to score, didn't he?
Yeah, it was offside a couple of times, but he done okay. I wouldn't say it was great. I wouldn't say it was poor. I think the standout player was probably Wirtz and the 2 fullbacks.
I'm glad Wirtz is doing well now.
Yes. Elegant on the ball now. I just feel like when he gets into scoring opportunities, he's not quick enough sometimes. He's a bit too casual when he can shoot quickly. Ekitike, some great chances, but hit the post with a great one, but wasn't clinical enough, Ekitike.
OK, talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark, saving your next car in the real sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale. Speaking after the game last night, Arne Slot, I'm pleased for Arne. I like Arne Slot. I know he's under pressure.
Yeah.
He said he felt his side were finally on the receiving end of some good luck last night.
The thing that was for the first time different this season than in all the other games, that the moment we were having a big chance to score the 2-0 that hit the post or the bar, 10 seconds later they had a big chance, and usually this season that ball goes in and we're all complaining. But now the ball went over and we extended our lead to 2 and 3-0, and then the performance is still the same, but the perspective about how people talk about it is probably completely different.
There you go, Arne Slot. Pleased to say, join us now for a bit more on this. Is right for the Daily Mail, a big red as well. Dom King joins us. Dominic, morning, Dom.
Morning, Dom.
Good morning, gentlemen. Are we both well?
Yeah, that was better, eh?
Oh, it was much better. They looked more like a team. They looked full of confidence, and I've just got a suspicion that they're starting to peak. I think they're starting to find a bit of a rhythm. It's 13 games unbeaten now, and that shouldn't be sniffed at. That wasn't an easy task last night, but they made Marseille look inferior. I thought it was an excellent performance, and there will be a big spin-off for this, I think, in the weeks to come.
Dom, people are quick to hammer Kerkers and hammer Frimpong for their starts in a Liverpool shirt, but I thought they were both fantastic defensively and going forward last night.
Yeah, listen, I'll be honest with you, Gabby. I think Kirk has had a lot to do since he came in, and there's been times that I would have preferred to have seen Andy Robertson playing. However, the last 4 weeks, he has shown signs that he's about to turn the corner.
Yeah. And was it just confidence, Dom?
I just think I think some players, when they come to Liverpool, find it a culture shock. The fact that they have to win every week. With all due respect to Bournemouth, playing well there in front of 12,000 people every week when you haven't got to win isn't the same as playing in front of 60,000 people every week when you have to win. He's only a young lad. I think he's only 22, 23. He's still learning. He's athletic. He's powerful. If he can just sort of string it together, a few back-to-back games, then maybe he'll kick on a bit further. But I've liked Frimpong since he's come back from injury. Yes. He's added a bit of creativity, speed. He's got something about him. He's suffered early on in terms of injuries that he sustained. The rhythm of not being able to get into it. He's not Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's never suggested he was. No. But he's a good player, and he's getting there. He's like the team. He's getting there.
Dom, Dom, I just don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. I'm just thinking, Liverpool. Everyone's talking about Arsenal, and rightly so. Arsenal have been fantastic with the confidence, the squad they have. If Liverpool keep going and the confidence grows, and especially at the back, if they stop giving stupid goals away, could they be a threat to win the Champions League? We're talking about Harry, another couple of goals for Bayern, Real Madrid, smashing a few in. But what about Liverpool in Europe, Dom?
It's almost like great minds think alike here. That's what I think. This is why we get on so well, because do you know what? I've written a piece this morning. It's on Mail Online, and I'm talking about Arne Slot's situation in terms of the questioning he's been facing of late, and can he bring success to Liverpool and whatever, which I just find incredible for a man who won the league 7 months ago. The fact that he's in a situation where there's a lot of people talking about wanting him gone. I looked at the top 10 of the Champions League league table last night, and Liverpool on their day, who were they frightened of? They beat Real Madrid this season. They beat Bayern Munich, PSG. They'd be the two names to stand out. But if Liverpool, that's what I said. If Liverpool peak, if Liverpool start getting it together, there's no reason why they're not going to be in the latter stages. Particularly if it becomes the sole aim. And I also believe that the signings that they made last summer were heavily involved around them winning the Champions League this season. I just think that the season isn't over by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think you can underestimate what a good performance that was last night, going to a difficult stadium against a team that scores a lot of goals for fun.
Yes,
and they've looked like champions. They've looked like the English champions last night. And I know Arne's talked about they had a bit of luck. They didn't have a bit of luck. Marseille never took the chance that came their way. That's not luck.
Yeah, I think the whole game, watching it, Dom, Liverpool by far the better team. Ekitike, if he took a few of his chances, it could have been more than 3. It could have been 4 or 5. But the player that stands out for me and has all season has been Szoboszlai. That's 7 goals now, 4 in the Champions League. He's been outstanding, hasn't he? Very good last night as well.
Yeah, he has. He's a thoroughbred, Gabby. He's never missed a beat all season, well, apart from the penalty last Saturday and the back heel against. How many more can I list that he's done? No, look, he's been terrific. He's the one who's got to the standards that's been expected of him. The one who's risen to the challenge. He's not been afraid to come out and talk. I think he sees himself as part of the leadership group in the years to come. He's wearing one of the biggest numbers in the squad, number 8, and he's starting to play like a number 8.
Yeah, Dom. Just one last one. How's Arne coping with all this stick over the past few weeks about Alonso? Maybe he'd be the one, the fans' choice, 1 or 2 grumbles. How's he coping with this?
Did you not think that question to him the other day was absolutely bizarre?
I know.
What on earth? How on earth was he supposed to answer that? I was glad that he handled it with a bit of self-deprecation and a bit of humour and turned it around. But no, it's you can see that it's getting to him. You can see that he looks distracted by it all because he didn't want this. He had the greatest season of his life last year, and the experiences that he had on the way to winning the title. Look, it hasn't been right this season. It would be madness to try and suggest that it has been. However, he's not the dud that some people are talking about. Absolutely
it's funny though,
not.
isn't it, Dom? Because I like his humour last night when he spoke about it, or 2 days ago. And if I was him, I would have says, yes, whenever Alonso is ready, it's here waiting for him. Just got to call me, and then we can swap. Do you know what's he meant to say? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. He said, do you know what? I've been keeping Wirtz and Frimpong warm for him. It'd be good when the 2 of them link up after Leverkusen.
Yes.
Look, no, it's madness. It's just the world that we live in, unfortunately.
Yeah. Dom, safe journey back.
Man,
Thanks,
Dom.
mate.
Pleasure.
Thank
See you soon. Take care.
Dom
See you
King
soon.
there, Daily Mail writer. Read that online in the Daily Mail.
Good guy, Dom.
Right. Oh, yeah. But loves his football, loves his Liverpool, loves his racing. Yeah. Okay, coming up, we've got Dan Gosling, former Newcastle midfielder, and we got a big Newcastle fan coming up as well to talk to talk cricket, not Ashes. I think we'll forget about the Ashes. Stevie Harmison coming up, and Alex Crook around 7:45. interesting, Liverpool and Europe. Just looking at the table, Gab. You know what I mean? Liverpool.
I know.
They could if they keep improving, especially defensively.
Yep.
Start clicking in front of goal. You know, you wouldn't put it past them.
I'll tell you something now. PSG are not playing like the PSG of last year.
Wonder why.
Real Madrid defensively, I would not be scared of them. Liverpool beat Real Madrid over 2 legs, 100%. They got a chance against PSG over 2 legs. You look at Barcelona, Liverpool over 2 legs. They're so poor defensively, Barcelona as well. I'm with Dom.
Win it, Harry, with another couple of goals.
But Bayern probably can, but I just think if they faced Arsenal, I think Arsenal definitely beat them over 2 legs. Because again, Bayern defensively aren't as good as Arsenal are. It's the whole package, isn't it, Al? With Arsenal, they're so good at the back. They've got
You've
so
not
many
mentioned
options.
Barcelona, no?
Defensively, going forward.
True, high line.
Yeah, and their defenders are quite slow as well, Al.
Well, you can't play a high line with slow defence, can you?
Exactly. So I just look at it like
Well, I
Bob
don't
says
think.
there, and I'm looking at those teams in there, Al, and Man City aren't nothing to be afraid of. Atletico Madrid are not having a great season. So Inter Milan and Juventus, 14th and 15th.
Can't see it.
Italian
Hard to
football's-
beat, but I can't see them winning it.
Italian football.
Gab, are you going to go out to World Cup or not?
I need to do my visa actually, just in case. Yeah, I might do. Well, depends.
Yeah, I was thinking of Miami, but we'll see.
Miami. Why Miami?
Scotland.
Oh,
Scotland are playing Brazil and Miami.
I picture you out on Miami Beach. You know where Scarface was filmed.
Yeah.
The bar. Yeah.
And Bodyguard.
Was it?
That was down there, wasn't
Yes.
it?
Oh, yeah. At the Fontainebleau. My favourite hotel back in the day.
But I used to know Lauderdale very well.
Okay.
Clearwater, Tampa. I loved it there. I was only young. It was brilliant. It was really a breath of fresh air.
Maybe why don't you plan to go to Miami, invite your brother from Australia, catch up. You can have like a nice reunion.
He's not really a Scotland fan, my brother.
Pardon?
My brother's not really a Scotland fan.
Where was he born?
Glasgow.
So why is he not a Scotland fan?
Celtic's his team.
Doesn't he support his country?
Not really. He's more.
Can we get him on?
No. I'd have to dig him up. He died last year.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Get lost.
He actually rang me the other day, which was a miracle. Right. Sorry, Michael. I shouldn't have said that. Now, the England cricket team returned to the field after coming up empty in a 4-1 battering by the Aussies. I'm afraid they're back in action on talkSPORT 2 today as Harmy will tell us all about Harry Brook takes his one-day international side to Sri Lanka. It's a part of the world Harmy loves. So let's find out just how much pressure is on in the side with someone who's out in Sri Lanka for talkSPORT. A very good morning to two-time Ashes winner Harmy. Morning.
Morning, Harmy.
Good morning, Gabby. Good morning, Al. It's beautiful out here. It's 32 degrees. There's a slight breeze across the ground. I can see about 3 clouds in the sky. I'm quite enjoying Sri Lanka at this moment in time.
Harmy, let me ask you, please, how come you've got to Sri Lanka? You know, normally a basement comes to mind. You know, broadcasting downstairs somewhere. How have you managed that?
To be fair, that wasn't for you or Gabby. That was for Goffey on the train from Milton Keynes on his way down to London to sit in that basement. I'm out here doing a little bit of moonlighting for both talkSPORT and obviously the local TV company. So it's nice to be on the ground. I think it's important that we have people on the ground and sampling what I think is going to be a very good series, a different series. Yeah, England have gone with Crawley at the top. And that would have raised eyebrows. They've gone basically for 5 of the top 6 that play in Test match cricket, with the only difference between Ben Stokes bats at 6 in Test match cricket as captain, and Jos Buttler bats at 6 in white ball cricket, in one-day cricket in 50-over cricket for England, and that's the only difference. And the surfaces that they're going to play on are completely different to Australia. So England have to adapt very, very quickly. Where you think in England a par score is somewhere in the region of 300, 320 on a good surface, fast outfield. Over here, the average first inning score over here at the R. Premadasa Stadium is 223. So it's going to be a different type of cricket for England to play, and one which, when they're under pressure from coming from the Ashes, it'll be interesting to see how they hit the ground running.
Harmy, dare I ask, how has the preparation gone?
The preparation went. I think it's gone quite well. To be fair, I think they all arrived from different parts of the world. You know, we spoke to Jamie Overton yesterday. Obviously, Harry Brook and I mentioned the top 5 are coming from the Ashes. I think there's 7 of the Ashes side coming from Australia. Sam Curran played in Australia on Sunday night, and he flew in on obviously Monday morning. Jamie Overton played in Australia on Saturday, so they're coming from different parts of the world. I think some of them that have been playing franchise tournament will be sort of battle hard and ready with white ball cricket, and it's important for them to give them energy. So we've been here for 2 days, watched them practice the last 2 nights. They've been out on the field for 2 or 3 hours each night, so the preparation looks as though they've been putting the work in, which I always believe they do. But it's about actions now. What happened in Australia, what happened with Harry Brook, they have to put that to bed, and they have to, their actions are important over the next sort of 3 50-over games to try and build themselves some confidence going into the T20 World Cup.
Harmy, do you think the atmosphere is positive at the moment, or do you reckon they're feeling the pressure for this?
Gav, I'm sure there's some of them feeling the pressure. I think the older ones might be not feeling some of the pressure, but hearing some of the noises. The one thing I will say about this group, they're very resilient. They're a good group when it comes to looking beyond the mistakes they've made, because they play that high intensity. The brand of cricket that they play does come with a hell of a lot of high risk factor, and I think one thing that McCullum and Stokes and McCullum and Butler and McCullum and Brook now have instilled into this group is to always look forward, always look to the next game, and if you did make a mistake, try and sort of not make that mistake again, but still keep the same beliefs and confidence that we are the side that we are, the way we're trying to play, and we're trying to put the opposition under pressure. So I'm sure there is a little bit of pressure in there, but I think this team are very, very good at moving and looking forward and not looking back.
Harmy, have a great time. I know it's the part of the world you love. Well done, mate. First ball at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Harmy.
Okay. It's better if you want to listen. It starts at 8 a.m. over on talkSPORT 2. First ball 9 o'clock. Just swipe on our app if you want to hear that, or stay with us. Because up next with Jumbo Man, who knows exactly what it's like working under Eddie Howe. Former Newcastle midfielder Dan Gosling tells us next whether this team is still on track for long-term success. What are you laughing at?
The German leading England. It all sounds a little bit odd, but as Thomas Tuchel tries to bring football home, here's how he ended up in one of the most scrutinised jobs in sport. Well, Tuchel started his footballing journey in the sleepy town of Krimbach. His leadership skills were obvious from an early age, with Tuchel even making subs during PE volleyball sessions. After a knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart U setup in 2000. He led the club's under-19s to their league title 5 years later, but his perceived abrasive personality meant Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract. He went on to spend 5 years at the helm at Mainz before leaving the club for Dortmund. And there, Tuchel secured his first major trophy, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more pieces of silverware came next for Tuchel in just 5 seasons at PSG, Chelsea and Bayern Munich. And that CV impressed the top brass at the FA.
We found so many similarities and so many things that suited my approach and my hunger to achieve special things. I always wanted to come back to England.
Well, he says all the right things, but is destiny on Tuchel's side?
$7:32, talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Brazil, Gabby, and Arnold Clark's Real Sale. There's huge savings to be had on over 20,000 used cars. Right, Gab, you won't believe this. The two numpties of talkSPORT, well, you may say what two, but yeah, these two.
I know, can I guess?
I've been going on it again. Goldstein against the Chunk in the latest beef.
Oh.
Round one, fight!
I said I was an average football player, which I thought was a bit harsh on myself. To play in the Premier League, you're a good player. I said now I'll be above average.
How much would you pay for a Primo Ara?
How long has he got left on his contract? 2 years. I'm going to say no more than 35.
He plays pool, he's terrible. He plays snooker, he's terrible. He plays darts, he's terrible.
No, that is terrible.
He plays football, he's terrible. Paddle, terrible. Goldstein's genuinely terrible at sport, but he acts like he's an elite athlete at all of them.
Nowadays, O'Hara, probably you'll get change out of 10.
Perfect.
Maybe 40 quid.
Goldstein gives it a lot, doesn't he, to me? You know, for someone who's bang average at anything that he does. I think he's a bit jealous that me and Cundy have got the relationship that we have.
If you were O'Hara's manager back in the day, what would you be telling him?
Don't get another manager. I'm embarrassed.
Terrible.
Terrible Goldstein.
You win.
I think Jamie's taking things to heart now, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's a bit of fun. Jamie, you played in the Premier, didn't you?
At the darts.
Played for big clubs.
At the darts, some of the things that some of the lads were shouting to Jamie while he's taking his darts. Very rude.
What do you mean, some of that's public or?
No. Some of the lads.
Presenters, parts of his.
I might have said some stuff. Dino, there was Benty, there was Cundy, there was Goldstein. Some of the things he was getting shouted out, it was very cruel on Jamie.
Really?
And, trying to put him off.
Listen, I think he handles it well.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He's a good lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, to be honest. Yeah. And he's a proper golfer.
Yeah. He's got little legs though in here, but it's all right.
I don't think I've seen these.
Got
I've not seen him with shorts on.
Little legs, mate. Tiny. Yeah.
Well, Dino said. Dino says he couldn't get around the pitch.
He couldn't, mate.
I think he's got some front. That's what he's got.
Some nerve.
Oh yeah. I think if you close your eyes, you think you are. You know, in my day, am I talking to Gunter Netzer here?
Little legs. Poor Jamie.
Don't forget, if you want the chance to conquer America like Jamie has, oh yes, don't worry about it. He's a big star. I'm amazed he come back.
What happened there?
Well, they were doing a remake of Dynasty, but he didn't make it.
Oh, the show where he said he's got the biggest show.
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
World Radio.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he do breakfast?
Has he been on breakfast? I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
Time is running out to enter our competition for your chance to be at the Super Bowl. Tickets, flights, accommodation, and $2,500 spending money. Just head to talksport.com/win to enter. Now, I think he told me he does the late show because he gets pestered during the day coming into London, so he can sneak in at night.
Yeah, because he's that famous soccer player, isn't he, from London? Do you remember?
Exactly.
Remember when he said that in the show, Al?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
How does he get around now? Does he have to wear,
I think he's got a chauffeur now.
a disguise, maybe?
Yeah.
Because he's so famous.
I think Cundy picks him up, doesn't he?
Yeah, famous soccer player, yeah.
Right, don't forget, if you want a chance to conquer America like Jamie, time is running out to enter our competition. For your chance to be at the Super Bowl, tickets, flights, accommodation, and $2,500 spending money, just head to talksport.com/win to enter. That's talksport.com/win to enter.
Ain't easy being a wank.
Don't let me laugh. It's
dear.
tough being a wag, mate. No, it's tough, mate. Hard.
Newcastle took a huge step towards Champions League qualification last night. A dominant 3-0 victory over PSV at St James's Park. I thought it'd be a tricky game, but no, brilliant. Geordies are now sitting inside the top 8 with 1 game to go, but that is a trip to PSG. But yeah, they're not. Yeah, 3-0, they'll go there. A draw would do. Despite the good Champions League form, manager Eddie Howe, he believes that this is only the beginning for Newcastle United.
I think we've got more to come. Yeah, no doubt about that. We're a new team to a degree. That's very much how I look at us. We're still bedding in new players and trying to get them to their very best levels. I thought today was a positive step in the right direction.
So, Gab, I must admit, Newcastle this season so far, look, we're still in Jan. And they're not exactly setting the world on fire, are they?
No, but the good thing about Newcastle is that it's probably been a poor season for their standards and players haven't turned up, but they're only 2 points off the top 5.
Yeah, good point.
3 points off the top 4. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's one of them strange seasons where it wouldn't surprise me if Newcastle get into the top 5, get a run together. Wissa's back now, looking sharp. Other players coming back from injury as well. They missed Minto. You looking for league table now?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, you can have mine.
You've nicked mine out.
Not at all.
You just nicked mine. It was right there. Leave my stuff alone. So Newcastle, just if you're listening now, you're driving, 33 points down in 8th. But if you look at Man United, just 2 points above in 5th, and Liverpool 3 above in 4th. So ain't that bad a season.
And it's a tough game against PSG. They probably need to get a point at least to stay in the top 8, maybe even have to win. But even if they get into playoffs, if you offered Newcastle playoffs before the start of the season, they would have took that.
So what can this Newcastle side achieve? Let's get a bit more on Eddie Howe and this Newcastle team. Former Newcastle midfielder and a man who played, 174 times under Eddie. Dan Gosling joins us now. Dan, a very good morning.
Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Gabby. Good morning, Alan.
Morning, mate.
Dan, I'm just saying it's been a funny old season. If in and out. But you look at the table and you look at Europe, it ain't that bad, is it?
No, they had a really poor start, really. Obviously, the whole Alexander Isak probably affected a lot of it. The late recruitment with Voltemada, obviously Vissa coming in as well, injured. So they didn't have really much firepower at the start of the season, so they weren't winning enough games. And everyone felt it was going to be a difficult season. But the last probably month or so, they've turned it around. I think they won 3 and a bounce in the Premier League, and anyone that knows the Premier League well, back-to-back wins is crucial, and you can jump up that table pretty quickly, and that's what's happened with them over the last month and a half.
Yeah.
Do you know what the standout player for me has been recently? It's been Harvey Barnes, and I seen an interview where he was asked about if he's going to join Scotland for the World Cup, or he's holding out for England, and he's got every chance with Thomas Tuchel looking at him, because he's got 5 goals in the Champions League, Dan, and 5 in the Premier League, 2 FA Cup goals. He's had a very good season, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's having a really stand-up season, probably his best goal-scoring season in his career, I'd say. England, listen, it might be just too late to get in that World Cup squad. The talent is so good, but obviously with Grealish's injury, I think that's one less player to compete with. I think he's probably competing with his teammate in Anthony Gordon, if I'm being honest. And obviously Anthony Gordon's already played and probably got the trust of Thomas Tuchel as well. So it will be difficult, but he can only carry on doing what he's doing.
What about, Dan, what about Champions League then? You know, everyone, and rightly so, everyone's talking about Arsenal can win 3, can win 4, quadruple. How do you see the Champions League at the moment? Is it still early doors? You know, we're not down the nitty-gritty yet, the knockout stages.
Yeah, it is early doors. I think people are saying Arsenal, but when the games start piling up and the big games start coming, it's really difficult to compete on all fronts. I think if you look at it last year, PSG won it, and they were abysmal in the group stage. They just scraped through, and then they go on and smash every team. So it's still early. I think Bayern are going to be a major threat this year. I think Luis Diaz, Elise, the young boy Lennart as well, and Musiala coming back. And Harry Kane's the obvious one.
Liverpool, you know, look at their record in Europe.
Look, I think those teams can win games one-off. You can't rule anyone out. You can't rule Real Madrid out. I don't think tactically they're, or energy levels, they're nowhere near it. But Real Madrid are Real Madrid, and you just can't rule anyone out on a one-off game.
When I look at managers, Dan, and I look at Eddie Howe, he looks like the sort of manager that, like, if you work hard for him and you respect him and you listen to him, then he's a pleasure to play under. You played under him many times. Can you give us an insight to what he was like?
Yeah, I think you have to earn his trust. I think new signings take time to bed into his starting 11, into his thoughts process, really. Not many go in. So Gordon didn't go straight in. Ramsdale hasn't gone in. Malik Chow actually didn't go straight in, but now he's probably one of the first names on the team sheet. So it takes time. You have to earn his trust, and ultimately you have to perform. The energy levels need to be there. And yes, any manager, when you put a team out, you have to trust the 11 players. And at the moment, that's why Elanga's not getting the starts, because he hasn't done it. Ramsey hasn't quite got the trust of Eddie yet. I mean, the players that they compete with are playing unbelievable, so it's really difficult.
He's quite calm though, Dan, isn't he, on the side? What's he like behind closed doors? Can he lose it if he needs to?
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he's not calm. He's not calm on the training pitch. He comes alive on the training pitch, and if your standards aren't right in any drill, in the smallest, you know, those little passing patterns Gabby do in the warm up, and if he's not taking it, if a warm up guy's taking it, if you're passing the ball slow, if you're not moving around the poles quick, he's on you, and that's the standard that he's set for his whole career.
Dan, one last one. Big game coming up at the weekend. Gabby's Villa come, and it looks like no Bruno. So this is a big, big game for Newcastle.
Yeah, that's the worrying sign with Bruno limping off last night. The Villa obviously doing really well. They're starting to create a little rivalry, Newcastle-Villa. They're kind of competing for those last couple spots, seem year on, year out at the moment. Obviously got each other on the league, which is a big game. And then I think Newcastle travel to them in the FA Cup as well. Which again is another tough game. It's not a kind draw for Newcastle, but no, I see it go both ways. Villa at home are really good, and Newcastle's away form is obviously slightly worrying. So on anyone's day, any team can win. So I'm definitely going to sit on the fence on this one.
I think it's frustrating for both fan bases. They've got a lot in common, if the way that they've got owners who are willing to spend, but the rules now, financial fair play rules, they can't. And when Newcastle got taken over, Dan, I don't know what you thought. I was thinking it was going to be Abramovich style, where, okay, Damien Duff, Joe Cole, it's Kesman, he's this player, Crespo. But Newcastle are restricted as well, aren't they?
What a great era that was. I loved that.
Oh, transfers every day, weren't
Crespo, yeah, it's really good. I thought similar. Probably not to the extent of what they did, but I know Eddie's quite measured in the type that he wants. But by now, I would have thought there'd have been at least one real statement signing in there. I mean, they've got some great players, don't get me wrong, but that world-class player to take them to the next level. It's unfortunate. They've lost Anderson. Villa have lost Ramsey. I think it's an absolute joke, really, the rules, to be honest. And it looks like Man City, Oscar Bob's going as well. So there's another, and they do it just for obviously the profit, which is understandable, but sometimes it's
frustrating for the fans.
Yeah.
Dan, listen, enjoy, mate.
Top man,
Thanks
Dan.
for
Thank
joining
you,
us
mate.
this morning. Enjoy the weekend coming up. Big game that Newcastle Villa. Dan Gosling there. Right, Crookie coming up. All the transfer roundup.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Okay, coming up, Alex Crook, Vinnie Jones. Vinnie is a proper country person, you know, Gab. I know he's out in Hollywood, hard man, football. He's had a brilliant career, but he is, when you talk to him about seasons when, you know, what happens on the estate and, you know, salmon, trout, and, you know, the shooting season, etc., etc. You know, he's proper.
Shooting season.
Yeah, it's not for me, but, you know, all around me they do.
Okay.
They do. It's not for me.
Yeah, not me either.
talkSPORT breakfast. Gabby Agbonlahor, me Brazil. What do we know this Thursday morning? Stephen Gerrard has warned Arne Slot to stop moaning about Liverpool's fatal flaw in interviews and challenge them to find a solution. Interesting. Stephen doesn't often come out with, you know, damning stuff, you know.
No, but
stop whinging, get on what he's saying.
Yeah, but I think he speaks his mind, doesn't he? He's also said, like, let's not forget. I was listening last night. He said, let's not forget what Slot has done. Do you know what I mean? First season, Al, second Premier League Liverpool have ever won, and he's won one of them.
Yeah.
So respect what he's done.
He's a likeable guy. Anyway, Stephen says he needs to stop mentioning low blocks. They've been happening at Liverpool since I played, and many years before me. Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, you talked to Graham Souness, and before Graham, you know, this low block. It was when you've got when you lose the ball, well, let's get it back as quickly as possible. Let's press.
Oh, when you've seen it over the years, when people played against the top Manchester City sides, you know, Aguero, Tevez, David Silva, I remember playing against those sides out. It was like everyone behind the ball at the Etihad, and when you win it back, you're just kicking it away.
Well, Dalglish and Rush were brilliant at closing people down. People forget that. Rory has challenged Tyrrell Hatton and John Ram to prove their commitment to Europe's Ryder Cup team besettling the multi-million-pound fines from the DP World Tour. I wonder how many millions, because these guys have got fortunes, haven't they? And the Australian Open is well underway. Okay, let's catch up. Watching for us is Toby Gillis.
Thanks, Alan. Yeah, good morning. Iga Swiatek's quest for the career Grand Slam continues after a comfortable 6-2, 6-3 victory over the Czech Marie Buzkova. It could probably have been more dominant for the second seed, who made almost as many unforced errors as she hit winners. She'll play 31st seed Anna Kalinskaya in the third round. 40-year-old Stan Wawrinka, former winner and a man in his final season as a pro, is fighting for his life in the second round. Topsy-turvy against French 21-year-old Arthur Geyer, who won the first and third sets, either side of the Swiss taking the second. It is now on serve in the fourth. Wawrinka had a break but has lost it. He'll have to go the distance against a man 19 years his junior to reach round three. Other winners today, Alan, include defending women's champ Madison Keys and Novak Djokovic, with Naomi Osaka, Taylor Fritz and Yannick Sinner among the players still to take to court today.
The Australian Open update on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Every set exclusively live on TNT Sports. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
He does some travelling, how he gets from the Australian Open.
I think it's hard
to Blackburn to watch Watford at the weekends.
It's hard for us to get through to him now because it's so far away. But so he's doing a great job, though.
Thank you, Toby. Right, just over a week left of the January transfer window, so it's time to round up all the movers and shakers thanks to Intuit QuickBooks.
Rookies Roundup, right here every day. Rookies Roundup, which players are on their way. If an agent's got a story.
Hello, Alex Crook. What you got for me?
Rookie gets it first.
Yeehaw, cowboy! There's a snake in my boot.
I've heard Sam called a few things, but a snake in your boot, wow. Are Spurs about to sign another West Ham player? Let's find out. A man they know, Alex Crook, who was watching Chelsea last night for talkSPORT. Alex, a very good morning.
Morning, Crookie.
Good morning. I'll let you into a little secret. Sam is actually petrified of snakes. You'd have thought for such a big man that wouldn't be the case, but honestly, it's a real phobia of his.
Petrified, crikey! We got grass snakes and we got an adder, the only poisonous snake in the British Isles, the UK. When's he see a snake?
We were on holiday once. I can't remember where we were, but there was the possibility of seeing snakes, and he absolutely ran a mile.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the 10 to 1 show, but oh dear. Now, are Spurs about to sign another West Ham player? What about Martinez to Inter? There's lots going on. What have you got for us?
Yeah, there is. The talk of Emi Martinez to Inter is certainly gathering pace over in Italy, not necessarily for this transfer window, but certainly for the summer when Jan Sommer, I think, who is out of contract, is likely to leave the club. And I've just got a feeling, Gabs, for a few windows now that Martinez maybe is looking for a new challenge. He flirted quite heavily with Manchester United, didn't he, in the final hours of the summer window?
I know for a fact, mate, he done more than flirt. He was desperate to go to Manchester United.
Was he?
Desperate to go, and he didn't.
Well, they're a bigger club, aren't they? You can understand it.
Yeah, massive club, mate, massive. Ex-players, great ex-players as well, Crookie. But I think with Martinez, the goal that Everton scored, poor goalkeeping for him. When he's at it, he's still a top goalkeeper, but he's been inconsistent this season. Injury problems again, Crookie. He's not going to be involved tonight. He's not gone to Turkey. So maybe it's a time for Aston Villa to move on, I think, for Martinez.
And by the way, just on that game, that Everton game, that big centre-forward for Everton, he terrorised the two Villa centre-backs. Couldn't cope with them.
Terrorise is a stretch. He done okay.
No, he done better than okay. He won everything. Headers and out-muscled them.
What do you think, Crookie?
I thought it was a really good performance from Everton, as flat as Villa were. I mean, we talk about Keith Andrews and Reggie Labrie as maybe outsiders for manager of the season. I think David Moyes quietly has got on the radar because he's not really been given cash to spend, and Everton are having a very solid season, certainly not in any danger of relegation. In answer to your question about Crescencio, Somerville and Tottenham, this was an exclusive that Ben Jacobs, I think, broke last night, to suggest there has been an inquiry from West Ham to Spurs. Sorry, it's the other way around. But I'm told that West Ham have no plans to sell Somerville in this window. You look at their last couple of performances, the game against QPR in the Cup and that win against Tottenham, he's been one of their better players. And I think Nuno is keen to keep everybody in the building. We still got this Lucas Paquetá situation rumbling on. Will he stay or will he go? And the Brazilian transfer.
How's his back? Is he better now, or is it still sore?
Yeah, I think he's still got a bit of an issue there. But the Brazilian window doesn't close until the first week of March. So this is not necessarily a deal with Paquetá to Flamengo that has to get done before the deadline in England on Monday week.
Gabby has been, he knows everything this morning. The weatherman as well. I was talking about West Sussex down there, Petworth and onwards down to Chichester Harbour. Gabby saw the weather's rubbish then. It's always raining.
Every time Goodwood races.
So why is it called Glorious Goodwood then, you tube?
Every time we've done a show there over the last 5 years, it's been bad weather, has it?
Alex, put them straight.
I've got to say, I was at every day, I think, of Glorious Goodwood last year. I didn't see a drop of rain, Gab, so you obviously just timed your run badly.
I'm going a few years ago on the Travel Lod saga.
We'll
move on from
that. Just a quickie on Chelsea last night. Not the best game to watch, but a victory.
Yeah, a victory, but much like the game I watched against Brentford at the weekend, probably more questions than answers. Liam Delap started up front. They got so many crosses into the box, but he didn't really get on the end of any of them. So I think he's still struggling. Garnacho, not great, came off. They had 70% possession, loads of shots, loads of corners, but it wasn't like it was a siege on the Paphos goal. And I've not been overly impressed with the last couple of Chelsea performances. For me, they're just lacking a little bit of spark.
Go on then, Gab.
I wanted to say for Crookie,
there's a clock there.
I was wanting him to have an early night tonight, Al, because he's very angry last Friday. Crookie, we can't have any anger tomorrow, mate, on the show, please.
Mate, I'm working again tonight. I did a game Tuesday, did a game Wednesday. I've got Braga Forest live on talkSPORT tonight, so an early night might not happen, but I'll promise I'll be in a better mood tomorrow. United won a game.
We won't call you Goldbridge tomorrow, Crookie.
You better not.
Alex ignored him. Alex Crook there, who was watching Chelsea last night for talkSPORT. And don't forget, Vinnie Jones with us at 9 a.m. this morning whilst over on talkSPORT 2. The first ODI between England and Sri Lanka will be getting underway on talkSPORT 2. I'm not even telling you how to go there, because you should be listening to this 2 minutes to 8.
Transfer window. Breaking news on talkSPORT with Intuit QuickBooks. Tackle your self-assessment and business admin with ease all year round. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
Monaco, Singapore, Las Vegas. What do they all have in common? Well, they're all F1 street circuits. 20 years ago, the sports only visited 3 a year. From 2026, there'll be 10, despite the actual racing often being worse. So why? Why are there so many street circuits? Cars racing past the Casino Monte Carlo is one of the iconic images in all of sport. But in the last few years, it's been joined in the Street Circuit Club by the dazzling Grand Prix on the Las Vegas Strip, in Miami, Azerbaijan and others. And there's no sign of the trend slowing down. The streets of Madrid have also gotten involved, and there are conversations about Grand Prix in the capitals of Thailand and Rwanda. But fitting them in means we said goodbye to classic circuits like Hockenheim and Imola, angering fans who are still packing out the European tracks like Spa, the Hungaroring and Monza. And these generally produce more wheel-to-wheel action than street circuits too. At Silverstone in 2025, there were a total of 26 on-track overtakes. At Monaco, 4. I'm an F1 enthusiast. Even I struggle with that. But it appears to be a good step. In 2025, there was a record 2.3 million strong viewership for the Monaco Grand Prix in the US alone. Meanwhile, for the British Grand Prix several weeks later, 1.5 million tuned in. So why are we seeing this drive towards street circuits? Well, no prizes for guessing. Money. Formula One demands a fee of between $20 and $60 million for the rights to even hold an event. In total, including sponsorships, it's believed officials in Saudi Arabia pay almost $100 million for their race. The huge fees are possible because of the street track's city centre locations, as people staying at hotels at inflated prices and tourist sites brimming with visitors mean the cities rake the cash back in when the race comes to town. So it makes financial sense for Formula One and the cities, but will it cost the sport in the long run if F1 races are too boring? After all, nothing beats the roar of an F1 car as it flies through the forests of Europe, or mechanics watching a storm coming across the humid Asian countryside. Take that away and, well, you may as well just watch American IndyCar.
8:05, good morning, Thursday morning. Gabby with me, right? What we got in the next couple of hours, Gab? talkSPORT breakfast with Arnold Clark, saving your next car on the real sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale. Lots in the way this morning. Vinnie Jones will be right here in the studio to discuss the new season of his show, Vinnie Jones in the Countryside, which comes out next month. We'll also ask what he makes of modern football and VAR. Oh dear. Big Sam will join us to discuss what on earth is happening at his former club Palace, as JP Mateta is asked to leave the club during the window, and of course the manager leaving as well. We'll be keeping tracks on England's first ODI against Sri Lanka with the first ball at 9 a.m. over on talkSPORT 2, but it really gets good at 10 o'clock, so that's when to download. Oh, you get me in trouble here, Gabby. All that to come and more, but now it's been a difficult start to 2026 for Liverpool. 4 straight Premier League draws, but Arne Slot's team, they look right back to the best last night, battering Marseille 3-0 away from home.
Ekitike trying to get goal side of Pavard, and he can, and he scores, and Liverpool are ahead. Flags up, and it doesn't count. It is still 0-0. Soboslai might be him, might be Salah. Soboslai's gone low, past the wall, and in.
Soboslai's seen the wall and driven one underneath the wall, I believe. And the goalkeeper left himself far too much to do, and that's the breakthrough Liverpool were desperate for.
Soboslai, good ball for Ekitike. He's hit the post, and he plays it back through the 6-yard box. Far deflection, and in. Jeremy Frimpong causing havoc inside the 6-yard box. Liverpool double their lead. Gets in the trailing leg of Medina and nutmegged his goalkeeper. Gravenberg out of the left-hand side of the penalty area. Gakpo, 3-0. And Liverpool have set the seal on it with almost the last kick of the night. 3 goals, 3 points, and an outstanding chance of a top 8 finish.
There you go. And in the news, I'll find out a little bit more about that. But we heard Liverpool, the highest earning English club now in world football.
Really?
Above Man City.
Above Manchester
Arsenal,
United?
Above United. United have slipped, I think.
They've got a big fan base.
To 8th, so I'll find out more what that entails, to be honest. Jermaine Pennant on the Sports Bar last night said Liverpool have a better chance of winning the Champions League than Arsenal. Now, how does Jermaine come out with that one?
Oh, if we're going to play, I don't understand that. I feel that the only way I can think he's thinking like that is Arsenal are in
maybe.
Arsenal are in every competition. But I look at Liverpool. No Canate last night. I thought Gomez done well, but maybe defensively, and Salah's not firing on all cylinders. Isak's still out. You look at Arsenal now. There's a reason why Arsenal are top of the Champions League and top of the Premier League. So I'll back Arsenal to win it over Liverpool. But like you said earlier, if Liverpool can keep playing like this, they can get to the latter stages.
Yeah, and you look at the table as well, Gab. It's not been exactly a disaster. I know from last year, but 36 points. If they improve on that, just 7 behind Villa and City. It's not a disaster, is it?
And also, imagine next season, after all these players have played together for a full season, you'll see the best of Kirkes, Frimpong, Isak will be back, Ekitike will have a season behind him as well, and Wirtz, who's getting better every game he plays in. So I'm sure next season Liverpool will be a lot better.
So Liverpool head to Bournemouth on Saturday evening before a straightforward game on Wednesday at home to Karabag in the final Champions League. So to get a bit more on Liverpool and whether they could see or start to see the best, and let's have a good morning former Red striker Ricky Lambert. Ricky, morning.
Morning, Ricky.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning.
Ricky, that was a proper result last night. A lot of people were sort of looking at that thinking Velodrome away from home, Marseille, noisy, crowd fanatics, this is tough, but not so, easy peasy.
Yes, no, it was an excellent performance, great result, and I'll be honest, I wasn't the most optimistic before it. We've been not the best in the league, but that just gives us a glimpse of what could be possible going into the end of the season.
Yeah.
Ricky, I thought Frimpong and Kirkes done very well. And for the second goal, was it, that Frimpong done so well, taking on his fullback, and then the own goal. They've got to keep putting these performances in, haven't they? Because big signings, and Liverpool need their fullbacks to be coming up with assists as well.
Yeah, I think we've been waiting for. I think because we won the Premier League the first season under Slot, I think the expectation of these new players has been so high. I think they're starting to get up to them expectations now, which is understandable. I hope this continues now and we just get better and better and better.
Mo back as well from the African, championship down there. So it'd be nice to see Mo smiling again and getting back to the form which made him such a great player.
Yeah, no, I was made up to see him. Made up. I was really worried before he went away that might have been the last that we've seen of him. He's one of my favourite ever Liverpool players. So the fact that we seen him yesterday, Slot literally said he's starting. I just hope that he can get back scoring. He had a good chance yesterday, which wasn't like him. So hopefully a goal on Sunday will get him going again.
Yeah.
How good has Szoboszlai been, Ricky? 7 goals so far this season, 4 in the Champions League. He's been a standout leader, hasn't he, in that team?
Do you know what? I wasn't expecting it to be a player like him, a leader. He has carried us a lot this year. His energy, His defending, his attacking, his goals. He's been an all-round performer. He's definitely been our best player this year, without a doubt.
What about his back heel against Barnsley?
I know.
What do you think of that, Ricky?
Brilliant. No, top player.
Ricky, what about some people? Jermaine Pennant said that he felt that Liverpool are more equipped to win the Champions League than Arsenal. I think that's a bold shout. He might prove to be correct because Arsenal so many games, but Arsenal with the squad, the commitment, the passion, the excitement, they look so good on the ball now. They're really enjoying it. Even the manager on the touchline smiling a lot now. He's beginning to think this is it. This is what I want. This is great. Are Arsenal the side to beat in Europe as well as the Premier? Do you think, Ricky?
No, I would agree with Jermaine. When it comes to the Champions League, especially the home and away games in the knockout stages, there's no better team in it than Liverpool. I think Anfield has shown over the years that can be the defining factor in all these big games against the top teams. Arsenal haven't won it. That is another hurdle that they have to get over as well. So I agree. I think the best chance of an English team winning the Champions League is Liverpool.
And Man City, can they come back to the form? They're 6s and 7s at the moment.
Yeah, no, they definitely can. And the fact that they've won it as well, they've got the players. I definitely feel like all three teams can win it. But I just feel, like I said, my favourite would be Liverpool. And that's not just me saying it because I'm a Liverpool fan. It is them big knockout games. Man City have got them play. I think the team with the biggest players will win this Champions League. Arsenal are the best team, but I think it'll be the bigger players that will win this Champions League.
Ricky, we'll see. Thanks, mate. Great to talk again. Thank you. It's an interesting one, isn't it?
Thank you, fellas.
I think it's because of last year, Arne Slot coming in and winning it, that the expectations were massive.
Yeah, and I get it, the experience of Liverpool players and Man City players, but Arsenal, yes, they'll be dying to win the Premier League, but they've never won a Champions League, European Cup back in the day. That'll be on their minds. They'll be dying to win it, and I feel they've got the players to go and do it. I really do.
Coming up, Gabby has some apologies to make. What? No, it's not to his former girlfriends, not this time anyway. It's to Wolves fans, the Yam Yams.
Why?
Gabby saying sorry to the Yam Yams. Coming next.
Never.
game day exclusive.
This Saturday on talkSPORT. The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Welcome to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. Let's go to Coral and John Hill for the latest odds.
Morning, Gabby. How you doing, buddy?
Morning, John. You okay, mate?
Yeah, good form, thank you. Some good Europa League games to look forward to tonight. Some tricky away tests as well, isn't there? Including your Aston Villa off to Fenerbahce. Now, that's never an easy place to go, is it, Gabby?
Yeah, I'm worried tonight, mate, because John Duran against his old club, he's going to want to, kick us while we're down a bit with injuries. Asensio as well will be available tonight. No Martinez. So I'm sure Fenerbahce are probably favourites, would you say?
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on, actually. Yeah, 11-8 Fenerbahce favourites. Villa just a little bit shorter than 2-1. They're 19-10, as you mentioned. Probably going to be a different look Villa side tonight. But look, it's been plain sailing so far in this competition, hasn't it? 5 wins from 6. You'd have taken that at the start of the campaign and looking a good place to qualify for the knockout stages, Villa. And still, believe it or not, Villa 3-1 favourites to lift the trophy at the end of this competition. So they're going strongly. Just look at some of the other sides in this competition. Roma 15-2 second favourites. Porto 15-2. Lyon 8-1. Real Betis 8-1. Forest 9-1. But at the top of that list, as I say, Aston Villa 3-1 to lift the trophy, Gabby.
What about Forest? Because a win tonight for Forest will help them try and secure a top 8 finish, because no one wants these extra games for the playoffs. Big game tonight against Braga away.
Yeah, it is indeed. Yeah, Braga, it's that lovely stadium, isn't it? The backdrop of the big rocks, and it's absolutely glorious out there.
I played there before, I think.
Have you really? Yeah. It looks to be, well, I say, one of the most stunning places in Europe to play football. So they'll enjoy that tonight, Forest. And there's very little between these two sides in the betting, Gabby. Forest just marginal favourites, 8-5. Braga in there is 7-4. The draw 12-5. You say key game tonight for them in terms of qualification into the next round. And also we've got a couple of Scottish sides in action tonight. Rangers even money to prevail at home against Lugo Gretz, and Celtic they're on the road. Bologna, and they are outsiders here. Bologna 8-11 favourites. Celtic 18-5 to prevail in Italy. The draw 29-10. So, yeah, some good action to look forward to. It. Tricky games.
Also, John, can I have the Australian Open odds, please? Cameron Norrie's gone through, hasn't he, to the next round?
He has, yeah. British hopes rest on Cameron Norrie. It was disappointing, obviously. Emma Raducanu's early exit, she was beaten in the second round. But in terms of Cameron Norrie going all the way, well, he's a big price in the betting. He's available at 33-1 to go all the way. So, he's got it all to do. At the top of the betting, Yannick Sinner, 11-10. Carlos Alcaraz, 6-4. Will we get another Sinner and Alcaraz final to begin with? You fancy Djokovic? His record in Australia, absolutely outstanding. He's available at 10-1. And Zverev, 14-1 to lift the trophy.
What about, have you got any odds on Emma Raducanu's next coach to actually help her win an Open?
Well, it changes that often, doesn't it? To be honest with you, I think it'll fluctuate like the stocks at London Exchange. I think you'll be the betting next. If we're running out of options, won't she?
You're not wrong, mate.
Yeah, I don't know what's gone wrong with Emma Raducanu. Do you? She obviously won that US Open so young, and we're all excited that this is going to be the next hope of British tennis. She's going to win multiple Grand Slams. I guess it just goes to show it's not easy, is it, to win these big tournaments?
No, of course not.
Hopefully she can get back to where she's at her best. She's had a few injuries along the way, which has obviously hampered her there, but hopefully she can get back to it and just settle down with a coach. I think that's probably what's needed for her.
Exactly, mate. Now, most importantly, John, what about the Cheltenham trials this weekend?
Yeah, big day on Saturday at Cheltenham. There'll be a massive crowd there, Gabby. There always is at Cheltenham, but this trials day offers big clues for the festival in March. We've got couple of graded races. Sir Gino's going to be in action in the Unibet hurdle at 3 o'clock, unbeaten over hurdles. He's the favourite for the champion hurdle at the festival. So his credentials will be put tested on the line. He's the 1-2 favourite in that race. And then the Cotswold Chase at 225. This is a good race as well for the Gold Cup. Grey Dawn in the odds-on favourite here for Dan and Harry Scanton. He'll be taking on L'Homme and Spillane's Tower. So that's a good race at 225. But as I say, lots and lots of clues. If you love the festival in March, keep an eye on the racing on Saturday because we'll be finding out some of the key players ahead of their final prep run before that big meeting at the festival.
Yes, I want to go back to football quickly because we had Jermaine Pennant on the Sports Bar last night saying that he thinks Liverpool have got more chance of winning the Champions League than Arsenal. What does the odds say?
That's a great claim, isn't it? A big claim. Well, Arsenal are 72 favourites to win the Champions League. Liverpool 11 to 1. So we certainly don't think that's the case. We looking at that, Arsenal probably got a 3 times as more likely chance of lifting that tournament. And I have to say, we're starting to see a little bit of interest. And I know it's never been done before on Arsenal winning the quadruple.
Mate,
now 50 to 1. What do you think about it? What are they? 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League. Going strong in the Champions League. They're 3-2 up over Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. So, at this stage, look, it isn't easy, is it? We know that. When these games start coming thick and fast in March and February,
I think the first
we'll
one
have to make changes.
I think the first one they have to get over the line, obviously, the Carabao Cup. I think
well, that's not done and dusted yet.
No, but I think they're playing Man City.
Chelsea.
Yeah, I think they'll probably play Man City in the final. I think they beat Man City in that game. Then look at the Premier League. Villa are struggling with injuries, so it's going to be hard for them to mount a title challenge. Manchester City, so inconsistent at the moment. So the Premier League, you fancy
really
them. Then Champions League, for me, they're the best team. They could get the right draw in the Champions League, and then that'll leave the FA Cup. And I think minimum they'll win the double, but they've got every chance of the treble or quadruple.
It's quite a turnaround for Arsenal, isn't it? You think about Arteta was under pressure 2-3 years ago. Some Arsenal fans weren't happy. Like some Piers Morgan speaking up.
It's amazing what money does, John. It's amazing what money does, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, that's very true. It is nice, yeah. But look, you've still got to spend it well. You've got to, build the right squad. So we do give him credit there. And, they're looking good for at least a double, as you say. Can they do the quadruple? Well, that's available at 50 to 1 right now with Coral.
I might have a little bit on that, John. Thank you, John, for the odds. Top man, mate.
Cheers, Gabby.
Thank you, mate. Speak to you later. Right, plenty still to come on talkSPORT Breakfast. Stay with us as Sam Allardyce joins us next.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
news.
Good morning, it's Emma Kerwin with your headlines. Donald Trump has scrapped his threats of using tariffs or military action to take over Greenland. The US president says he's worked out a deal with the head of NATO that meets his demands over the Danish-controlled territory. Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper says she believes this is just the start of a longer process.
There's going to be a lot of further work going forward, both through NATO and also work directly discussions between the US and Greenland and Denmark.
We could be a step closer to banning social media for under-16s. The House of Lords voted for the Australia-style crackdown last night. The proposed change will now be sent back to the Commons. Alan Broom is suing TikTok over the death of her 14-year-old son. She told us she'd support it.
In my opinion, it's just like a faulty car. If this was a faulty car, you'd take the car off the road, you'd fix it and hand it back. If they're not going to fix it now, you take it away.
Elsewhere, it's spared entire families, including several children, are missing after a landslide hit a holiday park and a house in New Zealand. So far, no one's been found alive in the rubble. And Liz Hurley is due to give evidence at the High Court later in her case against the publisher of the Daily Mail. She and 6 others, including Prince Harry, claim Associated Newspapers Limited hired private investigators to blag personal information, which it denies.
Talk Sport.
Liverpool's slot machine starts to click into gear, and Eddie Howe insists Newcastle are not looking for revenge at PSG next week. Nick has more at 9.
This Saturday, leave behind the dank, rank monotony of the weekday. The spirit of Saturday is upon us. Rise up.
It's big ticket live Premier League football you can't afford to miss.
Saturday is game day.
What a strike!
One spectacular pitch performance you can't hear anywhere else.
Exclusive full match commentary of West Ham versus Sunderland.
Game day exclusive.
This Saturday on talkSPORT. This Saturday, leave behind the dank, rank monotony of the weekday. The spirit of Saturday is upon us. Rise up.
It's big ticket live Premier League football you can't afford to miss.
Saturday is game day.
What a strike!
One spectacular pitch performance you can't hear anywhere else.
Exclusive full match commentary of West Ham versus Sunderland.
Game day exclusive.
This Saturday on talkSPORT.
It's time for a phoenix to rise from the ashes as England visits Sri Lanka for 3 ODI clashes, followed by another 3 T20 matches where we're hoping for wickets, huge sixes and catches. And there's only one place where you'll hear all the action as talkSPORT 2 delivers live comms and reaction.
talkSPORT 2 is the only place to hear live ball-by-ball commentary of England's white ball tour of Sri Lanka. Hear full coverage of all 3 one-day internationals and 3 T20s ahead of the start of the T20 World Cup in February. Starting with the first ODI this morning from 9, exclusively on talkSPORT 2.
Big shots, big game. talkSPORT Superstar Breakfast.
You are listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Gabby. The big Alan Brazil is feeling a bit poorly, but he'll be back as soon as he can. But it was a jam-packed night of football on the talkSPORT network last night.
Gravenberg out of the left-hand side of the penalty area. Gakpo, 3-0. And this really is a job well done by Arne Slot's man. 3 goals, 3 points, and an outstanding chance of a top 8 finish. Marseille 0, Liverpool 3.
Finally, the breakthrough for Chelsea. It's only taken 77 minutes. A really good header from 6 yards out by Moises Caicedo. Victory for Liam Rossignol in his first game in the Champions League, and a crucial one for the host as well. A Chelsea performance that arguably leaves more questions than answers.
Here comes Barnes, deep from deep and scores. Something out of nothing. PSV hits where it hurts the most. Newcastle have won it by 3 goals to 0, and so they will be at the very least in the knockout phase playoffs for the Champions League. And in the end, it was a straightforward victory for Eddie Howe's side. Exactly what they wanted.
Yes, so wins for Liverpool, Newcastle and Chelsea, but the pressure is already building on Chelsea boss Liam Rosignol after another poor performance. Here is what he said following the game last night.
I just have to keep focusing on the job, which is try to win as many games as possible. I can't affect what people prejudge me as or prejudge things that are happening. Well, from my point of view, I'm very excited for the future of the club. With the squad that we have, the youth of the squad, how much it can improve, and with small things and little tweaks and little improvements, I think this team can go a long way. I would love the fans to be with us and to be with me, but to do that, I need to earn that. It's two-way.
Right, so let's turn our attention to Palace now and speak to former manager Big Sam Allardyce. Morning, Sam.
Morning, how are you?
I'm very well, mate. Al's feeling a bit under the weather, so he's having a little rest.
Oh, good old. Send you my regards.
Yes, I will do, mate. Yes. So what do you think of last night's football, Sam? Newcastle, important win for them, wasn't it, against the poor PSV?
Yeah, absolutely. I think most English British clubs did well, didn't they? Apart from Man City, which was usually disappointing the day before. But last night, everybody seemed to be pretty comfortable getting through, and obviously they've got more games next week, and the games keep piling up. But pleased with the performances. Watched the highlights of the other games last night. I particularly watched Liverpool last night. Yes. So pretty comfortable.
It shows how strong it is, the Premier League, though, doesn't it, Sam? Because look at Spurs, poor.
Oh, absolutely.
Poor in the league, but then going comfortably beat Dortmund. You look at Liverpool last night against Marseille, who were the top goal scorers in Ligue 1. It just shows the strength of the Premier League, doesn't it?
Yes, there's no doubt about that, and I think that the more people we see in the Champions League later stages, the more interesting it becomes, isn't it? I know that this new league table seems to have worked maybe a bit better than the leagues they set out before, but looking at the table, English clubs very, very strong indeed.
Sam, we've seen managers now speak out, say what they feel. We've seen it with Maresca, got the sack. We've seen it with Amorim, got the sack. What do you make of Glasner's comments, and would you have ever done that to your chairman?
Definitely not. I think that whatever the difficulties might be, I feel I've always stayed professional till the end. I mean, I could have done that probably at the last club, probably was at Everton. But I kept everything quiet until the end of the season, and I think that managers who speak out like that may be wanting to get the sack, Gabby.
Yeah,
maybe wanting to get fired and pushing the boat out. We've seen it quite a lot now, haven't we? So the more we see it, the more it seems to trigger the board to dismiss the manager. Obviously, in this case, Steve Parish has said they want him to carry on till the end of the season. But, whatever his frustrations are, Steve Parish was the man that took the chance on him to give him the job in the Premier League. And I think that when that happens, you need a bit of loyalty both ways.
I think as well, Sam, you have to look at what Palace are about. Palace done fantastic, didn't they, to win the FA Cup, Community Shield, in Europe doing well, but Palace have always sold their better players, haven't they? So you knew what your task was when you joined the club. You can't complain now when Gahey's going and Eze went and Elise went.
No, absolutely not. And I think that it goes to show how well Steve and his staff have got the recruitment going, doesn't it? Over the years, even when I was there, their recruitment policy has always been buying when they can afford it, and then obviously having to sell because of the financial restrictions they've got. And I mean, this is another legacy, Gabby, on financial fair play and the injustice of it, mate. I think that sometimes I don't think managers understand that with this stupid rule that you can't keep hold of your best players because you've got to put the financial side of it right. Otherwise, you're going to get deducted 10, 6, 8 points, and really nobody can afford to drop out of the Premier League because of the financial costs that causes.
Exactly. What about West Ham, Sam? Because it was a fantastic win, wasn't it, against Spurs? Now 5 points looks better than 7 or 8 points off Nottingham Forest. they showed fight, didn't they, against Spurs? And I'm sure the fans who have been disappointed this season will be happy that, you know what, they're up for the fight, some of these players.
Yeah, I think I think like everything else, I think if managers at this stage of the season keep the best players fit, they can get the best team out on the field. The results will improve, and then obviously the influence of Nuno, who's proven to be, a good manager, isn't he? Wherever he's been, apart from maybe Spurs, he didn't get that long there, did he? But I think what he's done in the past, and he's seen it all before, so he knows about the pressure it brings on the players and on himself. And I'm sure that at the end, if he can get the performances up and the results up, they may fight their way out of it. But it's a long, hard battle between now and the end of the season. A long, hard battle.
Sam, I know football's changed now. It's a lot different to when I played, and especially when you managed. But Paqueta, for me, mate, I don't know. Like, he really rubs me up the wrong way. Like, your club needs you. Your club have supported you for everything you've been through. And now you're out with a back injury and you're trying to go to Flamengo when your club needs you. I don't know, mate. I just feel that the characters I played with, and I'm sure the characters you managed, I think there'll be problems in that training ground, mate.
Absolutely right. I mean, I think that the problem we've got today is not only facing if you're the manager, not only facing a rebel in the camp who wants to get away and does all what he can to get away, but also facing the board in terms of they think it might be your fault at occasions, devaluing the player if you don't play him. So if you bomb him out and you'd want to put him on out of the team because of certain disciplinary problems, you get a problem with that with your board by saying, well, you can't do that because you're devaluing him. So there's a lot of power upstairs with the managers today, which they find it, I think, very difficult to hold off on. So it's a real shame that you buy a player, you spend a huge amount, they get a big contract, and all of a sudden a bigger club comes and they throw the towel in, as it were. Yes. So it's a real shame, but I mean that's what we're facing today until somebody on the board and the owners of the club actually stand up to it. Somebody makes a stand and saying, go on, rot away. We're not selling you.
Sam, I remember on this show, I know David Moyes has got so many friends of the show. We love him. Alan, love him, everybody. And we said when everyone was trying to get him out of the job at West Ham, be careful what you wish for, be careful. He's won you the Europa Conference League. Look where you are in the league table. It just shows, doesn't it, that like you got a bit of disrespect from the West Ham fans, maybe, David Moyes?
Well, we all get a bit of stick, Gabby, at West Ham or wherever you are as a manager if you're not performing well at that particular time. I think what the problem is, and certainly what the problem is with West Ham is this short, brief period of success has not quite been as sustainable as the fans would like. And I think that's the problem, because you're not really that responsible for buying and selling players today. That's not your format now. You're more of a coach than ever before. So the players that are coming in, you need to build a trust and a team that's going to stay together. But very often today, the team never stays, the squad never stays together. There's ins and outs all the time, and that doesn't give right for a very successful team who can sustain the results that they've got. So that's what you face with today. 6 or 7 players coming in every season, and then you either find the right players who settle in as quickly as they can, and then they go on to make the club successful, and then all of a sudden somebody else wants them, they throw the towel in, and you got to get rid of them. So I think that finding another one after you've found one is the hardest job in the world, and sooner or later you don't find what you used to find, you don't get better, and then your club begins to struggle, and then the threat of relegation. West Ham have been there a long time since I got them promoted.
Yes.
2011-12, and they've been there ever since. Now the danger of falling out the Premier League again is something that they must avoid at all costs.
Yep, spot on, Sam. Thank you for joining us, mate. You look after yourself.
Pleasure. Cheers, lad.
Top man, Sam.
See you, bye.
Right, up next, we are turning our attention to Chelsea with their former defender, Scott Minto.
Sub Breakfast.
Good morning. Welcome along to talkSPORT Breakfast. Katie Shanahan in the chair alongside Gabby Agbonlahor. Alan Brazil is currently feeling a bit poorly, but don't worry, listeners, he's okay. Right, let's get a quick update from the Australian Open tennis in Melbourne with talkSPORT's Toby Gillis. Good morning.
Good morning, Katie. In the last 2 years, believe it or not, this is an incredible stat. Only one player outside the top 20 in the world has beaten Yannick Sinner in a completed match. That is Alexander Bublik. He's now top 10. Such is the challenge in round 2 of the Australian Open, then, of 34-year-old James Duckworth, who's never gone beyond this stage of a slam, but does have his home crowd behind him. It is fair to say it is not helping him so far. Sinner, at his absolute best, it took just 26 minutes to wrap up the first set. 6-1. Duckworth has held serve in the first game of the second. In the women's, Naomi Osaka is on court. Slightly less OTT and entrance compared to the wedding dress of the first round, but still looking well beyond any other player in the fashion stakes. She's up against Sorana Castella of Romania, and in the last few moments she's taken the first set 6-3, sealing it with an ace, having been a breakdown early on. Meanwhile, Stan Wawrinka up against 21-year-old Artur Geyer has taken it into a fifth set, winning the fourth 7-5. Can he keep his Australian Open career ongoing? 3-2 on serve in the fifth right now. The 40-year-old former winner is in his final season as a pro, and it's fair to say he's desperate to show he can still reach the second week of the Slams.
The Australian Open update on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Stream every set live on Discovery Plus or watch TNT Sports channels on EE, Sky and Virgin Media. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Great stuff. Thank you so much. Toby Gillis there with the Australian Open tennis out in Melbourne. You know what I could do with some winter sun. Ooh. Right, last night, Chelsea managed to get the win but failed to impress. Live on talkSPORT 2.
It could have been one of those embarrassing nights, even though they had 21 shots, 7 on target, 71.5% possession, 15 corners to 2 from Paphos, but it didn't ever feel like they were really laying siege on the Cypriot goal, and it's taken a bit of a scrambled effort really from a set piece to decide this. And much like against Brentford at the weekend, yes, it's a win for Liam Rosenior. It's a clean sheet as well, although Paphos, apart from hitting the post via a deflection in the first half, never really troubled either Jorgensen or Sanchez when he came on for the second half, but neither against Brentford or tonight am I going away convinced. I'm not totally convinced they're going to get the win they need next week in Naples.
So Alex Crook there on commentary duty for talkSPORT 2. Gabby, where do you sit on this? Do you agree with Crookie? Have you been convinced by Liam Rosenior's won 3 out of the last 4, but performances, where do you sit on that?
I think it's early doors. You know, he's probably not had a full week's training with the team where he's managed to get his ideas across. Still using the players, obviously, that are available. To talk about Sterling maybe coming back into the fold. But, yeah, I think it takes time. Hard to judge him at the moment. You know, Paphos last night defended very well, made it difficult with that low block, they call it. But once Chelsea scored and then Paphos opened up a little bit more, Chelsea had a lot more opportunities. So I think he's doing okay, and let's judge him maybe at the end of the season.
OK, let's get more on this with former Chelsea defender Scott Minto. Very good morning, Scott.
Morning, Scott.
Morning, guys. I don't think you need me, to be honest with you. I think Gabby summed it up perfectly then.
You know that club more than me, my friend.
Scott, where do you sit on this? Because last night Moises Caicedo had to bail out Chelsea. But what have you made of Liam Rosenior and what he's brought so far?
Yeah, I think Gabby hit the nail on the head when he said, look, he's not had time to be on the training pitch and to try and, impose his ideas into the way he wants a Liam Rosenior Chelsea side to look. And I've just quickly looked, as Gabby was saying it, at the fixture list, and he's not going to get that till towards the end of February. So it's almost just game, rest, recover, game, rest, recover. And you look, it's not ideal. Of course, I was at the Brentford game midweek at the weekend, and I thought Brentford played really well, actually. So when you don't play particularly well, you want to try and find a way to win. And listen, Chelsea dominated. It was always going to be a difficult game if you don't get that early goal. And Liam said that. If they'd have got that early goal, if that Enzo Fernandez one had been allowed, I do understand why it wasn't, then maybe Chelsea would have gone on to get 3 or 4. But the longer it goes on, then the tougher it is. And listen, this is the Champions League side. They may not be a big side, but they know how to defend. And they weren't really playing to score a goal. They were just trying to play to get a 0-0 draw, and they nearly got that.
Yeah, in terms of Chelsea's next couple of games, you've got away to Crystal Palace, away to Napoli, then at home to West Ham, then Arsenal, and that's second leg of the Carabao Cup, and then Wolves. So what would you like to see more from Liam Rosenior over these next couple of games? Because they're going to be tough.
Yeah, I think for me, Scotty, the game against Napoli, that's going to be one hell of a game. Probably a standout game next week, because Napoli are in 25th position. They need a result to even get into the playoffs. But Chelsea probably need a win to stay in the top 8. So that'll be an exciting game next week, Scotty.
It's incredible, isn't it, Gabs? You think about Napoli and how well they did last season domestically, and you would have thought that they would be chasing top 8. And you're right, they're in 25th position, just outside on goal difference. And look, you look at a lot of the English teams. I mean, there's only Arsenal and obviously Liverpool to a point as well that can sort of breathe nicely. I mean, I thought it was a big win for Spurs. I really did. Yes. But you look at Chelsea; they're just above that line. But below them, there's Barcelona, Sporting, Manchester City, Atletico Madrid, Atlanta, and they're all on the same amount of points. So this could end up being goal difference. So it's not just a question of. I think if Chelsea get the win in Naples, then I think that will be enough. But yeah, the fact that Antonio Conte up against Chelsea, they're trying to get into the playoffs themselves. They'll see that as a really poor campaign if they just get knocked out completely. And remember, the Champions League sides don't drop into the Europa League anymore. So this will be really tough for sure, and it'll be the toughest game by a million miles for Liam.
We mentioned earlier, Scott, in the show that there are 5 English teams in the top 8 in the Champions League. Do you think England are becoming too dominant in European football?
I would never say that, Katie. That's what we want, isn't it? Look, I just think it goes to show what the Premier League is like. But what I would say is, who won it last year? It wasn't an English side. So, when you come into the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, you're meeting the best that Europe have to offer. And the best that Europe have to offer can more than match what the Premier League have to offer. I mean, I know Gab is quite big on Arsenal doing it, and it may be being an incredible season for them. I heard Ricky Lambert earlier saying that he believes that Liverpool I've got the best chance of winning the Champions League as well. Manchester City, I covered that game for talkSPORT the other day, and defensively they have to sort themselves out. But this is a cup competition. Yes. And the bottom line is, and where I do agree with Ricky, where over a season, it's about the sort of the best squad. When it comes to cup competitions, as glamorous as it is a cup competition. It's about the best players and who can step up and in those special moments. And I think, listen, I'm not going to say I think Chelsea will win the Champions League, but Chelsea have very good players. They're still learning. We know how young they are as a squad. I think Liverpool have it. I think Arsenal have it. I think Manchester City even have it if he can sort that defence out.
What about Cole Palmer, Scotty? Missed the game again. I think he's going to be okay for the weekend. He needs a bit of consistency, doesn't he? And if he's going to make the World Cup playing, he's got to start getting back-to-back games and getting more goals and more assists.
Yeah, and I heard you and Olivia sort of, saying about where Cole Palmer should be. And look, the bottom line is, I think if a fit and firing Cole Palmer, for me, starts. And you and I might have a discussion about Morgan Rogers and Jude Bellingham and that, but I think he's that good. Yeah. But we haven't seen that this season, and certainly not since the injury. So first of all, he needs to play a series of 90 minutes. Now, He did that at the weekend, but then he wasn't even in the squad because he felt a niggle somewhere in his body. So he needs to just make sure that, first of all, he can be match fit. Once he's match fit, then he's able to produce the type of performances. And we know that with the medical staff, with Chelsea, they play a very important role in terms of who they, the substitutions may be. And what I would say is, you always listen to the medical staff, but the medical staff primary job is to keep players fit. So if a player comes off after 60 minutes, that's their job done. A head coach job is to win football matches. And he's got to judge as to how long his best players need to be on the pitch. But it still goes to show how fragile Cole Palmer is and how much the medical department need to work with Liam and the coaching staff, that he played 90 minutes for the first time at the weekend and he wasn't even in the squad last night.
Scott, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Top man.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. Right, let's look ahead to the next hour of the show with Benchmarks.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
We'll be joined next by someone who turned a successful football career into becoming a Hollywood actor and now has a hit show about his life in the countryside. Stay tuned because Vinnie Jones is in the studio. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins Hire.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
Monaco, Singapore, Las Vegas. What do they all have in common? Well, they're all F1 street circuits. 20 years ago, the sports only visited 3 a year. From 2026, there'll be 10, despite the actual racing often being worse. So why? Why are there so many street circuits? Cars racing past the Casino Monte Carlo is one of the iconic images in all of sport. But in the last few years, it's been joined in the Street Circuit Club by the dazzling Grand Prix on the Las Vegas Strip, in Miami, Azerbaijan and others. And there's no sign of the trend slowing down. The streets of Madrid have also gotten involved, and there are conversations about Grand Prix in the capitals of Thailand and Rwanda. But fitting them in means we said goodbye to classic circuits like Hockenheim and Imola, angering fans who are still packing out the European tracks like Spa, the Hungaroring and Monza. And these generally produce more wheel-to-wheel action than street circuits too. At Silverstone in 2025, there were a total of 26 on-track overtakes. At Monaco, 4. I'm an F1 enthusiast. Even I struggle with that. But it appears to be a good step. In 2025, there was a record 2.3 million strong viewership for the Monaco Grand Prix in the US alone. Meanwhile, for the British Grand Prix several weeks later, 1.5 million tuned in. So why are we seeing this drive towards street circuits? Well, no prizes for guessing. Money. Formula One demands a fee of between $20 and $60 million for the rights to even hold an event. In total, including sponsorships, it's believed officials in Saudi Arabia pay almost $100 million for their race. The huge fees are possible because of the street track's city centre locations, as people staying at hotels at inflated prices and tourist sites brimming with visitors mean the cities rake the cash back in when the race comes to town. So it makes financial sense for Formula One and the cities, but will it cost the sport in the long run if F1 races are too boring? After all, nothing beats the roar of an F1 car as it flies through the forests of Europe, or mechanics watching a storm coming across the humid Asian countryside. Take that away and, well, you may as well just watch American IndyCar.
Good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Gabby Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark's Real Sale. There's huge savings to be had on over 20,000 used cars. But now we are joined right here in the studio by this absolute legend.
What's your name?
Jones! His first goal in Chelsea's colours.
Here's McMahon. Oof, Vinnie Jones caught him there.
I wanted to be like the Vinnie Jones. I wanted to do, when I come out of football, I was like, Vinnie Jones, I want to do that.
Get in here and say that, mate! Come on!
Molby lost the flight of the ball. Jones! That's a great strike for Chelsea. They haven't won on this ground in 55 years. And Vinnie Jones has got them off to an ideal start.
That's why they loved him in Hollywood, isn't it?
Yeah, he just
fits in everywhere.
Fearless in the way he's approached people.
Cantona. Dear, that's inexcusable, frankly. Vinnie Jones should be booked for that. Floated up towards Elliott. Jones arriving and scores on his birthday. 1-0 to Chelsea.
That's right, Vinnie Jones is here on Breakfast, and there's so much we want to get into. A very good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I was enjoying that, yeah. Yeah, that was Anfield, Chelsea goal. Yeah, that was not bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's start with your brand new season of Vinnie Jones in the Countryside, the third instalment in a brilliant series which premieres on the 2nd of February. How much have you enjoyed making this?
Well, it's brilliant, Katie, because they kind of turn up and say, what are you doing today? And we just get on with it, me and the lads, and it's kind of, a borstal for naughty lads, really. And if some have got hammers, some have got screwdrivers, Wobbly's got his saw, and we kind of get on it, and we're like renovating the old farm buildings, old dairies and all that. We're bringing them back to life and hopefully giving them another 100 years, you know what I mean? Otherwise, they just go to rack and ruin, because so expensive now to do these old buildings, and there's so many laws and everything else that go with it, and so many hoops you have to go through. So yeah, we've been getting on with it. Wobbly's still about. Some of me mates from Watford have come down now. So yeah, we're cracking on. We still haven't finished the Lake House, but hopefully that'll be the last season 4. We'll get that all finished.
What's the main thing that you've learned after making this series?
I think like how much like a close knit we are. You know, when you're Gab, when you're in a dressing room, you've got the safety net of the lads. Do you know what I mean? And when you finish, you know, you don't. In my day, you'd never say mental health, you know, but there's so many pressures mental health wise for lads and that. So we expose mental health in this show. You know, we attack it. Look, just like I played football, we do the same. We have real proper chaps talking about their mental health, their struggles, their grief. You know, some of them, you know, have lost a contract, a building contract. Some of them have come out of football. You know, mate of mine, Patty's electrician. He was at Watford as a schoolboy and that. You know, so and then we have Rag and Bone Man. You know, he rang up and said, "Oh, you know, can I come on the show?" And we literally sat there fishing, talking about mental health for 3 hours. Wow. So it's powerful in that way. I think it'll help a lot of people. And yeah, I get a lot of stuff put in the post, or you know, sellotape to the gates, or you know, I had a lad the other week came down and he said, you know, your show saved me. He said, you know, I was really in despair and watching you and Wobbly, and you know, when you get to my age, and I'm 60 now, you have to deal with a lot of grief, unfortunately. Yes. Mates, yes. Family. So you know, hopefully it helps people. You know, because you know we are, you know, we all think we're big tough fellas, but you know, there's a lot of things can break your heart.
Do you think as well, there's a lot, especially in your era, of like players when they finished, it's like you get no help from the clubs. You're just out in this big open world and you're like, what am I doing next? Oh, not everyone can do media. And everyone can get jobs afterwards. It's
yeah,
hard,
I mean,
for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? I mean, well, I can remember that, you know, the fear of sort of coming to the end of it and thinking, what am I going to do? But I was always tipped to be a manager and all the rest of it. And I went to QPR as, you know, assistant manager. That's where I wanted to go. But like Sam and Mam at the Crazy Gang, he always said, no, you'll be in media or something like that. What they all didn't know was I secretly done lock stock while I was still playing, but daredn't tell anybody. So for me, I was lucky. But I've still got mates at Wimbledon and all that, you know, they've got little painting and decorating firms, little electrician firms, you know, they're contractors and that. In my day, that's really all we knew, you know what I mean? The building, really. A lot of us, you know, came from semi-pros, you know, Stuart Pearce. Yep. Me and him was at Wildstone together. You know, he just left as I joined, and he was an electrician. You know, I think he had an electrician firm and all that. So when you come to the end, it gets scary.
Yeah. You've gone on to do so many amazing things. Out of acting, farming and playing football, which do you enjoy the most?
Well, I'm not farming, Katie. So I'm not... Clarkson's Farm is Clarkson's Farm. That's farming. I'm more nature, wildlife, out in the countryside, you know, watching the deer, having them moments when you can walk along with the dog on a stick and be free of everything. You know what I mean? Free. You know, there's so much pressure, I think, now to get news out there, and it's all dramatised and everything else. And to go up the wood and just switch off from it is just magnificent. And, you know, I can go up there and I can, you know, I can watch the deer, and I can see the woodpeckers and the pheasants and the red kites and the sparrowhawks. You know, we got goshawks, and I saw a peregrine the other day. You know, they're special things, you know. And for me, that's the way I can sort of go away from it all. And then when I come back, I roll my sleeves up, bang, we're into work. I start a new job on Monday with Jay Statham and Guy. So you roll your sleeves up and you get back into it. But I do love that tranquility of going home. When I sort of come off the A3 and go down to 283, there's a big gasp, you know what I mean? And I start getting into the oak trees, and unfortunately the dead ash trees that we're clearing out at the moment, which is costing a fortune. But yeah, no, it is wonderful to do that. And I'm lucky because I've got a lot of mates around me and we get on with it. And what do? So we look round, there's some old buildings and some old dairies, and let's do them up and refurb them and go again. So that's what we've done, and have a laugh on the way.
Yeah,
that's the main thing, isn't it? And also, I have to mention the gentleman, because we had Ray Winston on a couple of weeks ago, and he said he's filming, and there could be another season coming out. Unbelievable, mate.
Yeah. Ray was actually doing some photographs yesterday for the publicity of season 2 coming out. That was good. We filmed that and went to Italy. We done a bit in Italy. Over there, so we sort of went over that. It was good fun for about a month, and then come back. Ray never went to that, but he come on set and brought everybody some of his olive oil, which was fantastic. But it's you go to work. It's like anything, you be professional and you go to work and sort of get on with it. And the early days, I'd say, was great, in America and everything, and you sort of come home to roost a bit, really, you know what I mean? And it's lovely. We're filming in London for 3 months now, so...
Yeah. So if Ray brings olive oil to set, what do you bring?
I'll bring the sausage rolls. I've got great bakers on the way to work, just in Chiddingfold up the road, and we stop there, and I get all the boys and the ADs and the crew the sausage rolls from Young's. They'll be happy, yeah. So some not beautiful homemade sausage rolls, yeah.
Lovely. Amazing. On to a bit of football now. Do you think football was more entertaining when you played compared to now, perhaps?
I thought there's a few more tackles flying about. I mean, I was at Watford last night, you know what I mean? Don't trip over your sock because the old physio comes on. No, he can't go. I was talking to Alan out there, and I said, the physios now sort of rule the roost, and they say they can come off. I remember I was playing at QPR and went in for a tackle with a fella, and we both sort of threw the elbows at each other, and I felt my head, and I got pouring with blood like that. Somebody run off, Derek French, physio, get off, come off, 5 stitches, get back on. I mean, it is a different world.
I sent a video to Ali the other day because I saw it on social media. It was Terry Butcher, this tackle for Rangers against Hamilton. And the player afterwards was literally he couldn't even get on the stretcher properly. The tackle was that bad. Now you can't even slide. If you do a normal scissor tackle that was normal.
Yeah, I mean, what's hysterical? You go, I go back and look at some of the old Leeds games and all that, Billy Bremner and all that, you know what I mean? And I was actually thinking on the way in here today, I was like, I came in off the back of that. I was like sort of the last Mohican, if you like, came in off the back of that and put a few tackles about, and probably a bit more unruly of what we are now. But I think it was just going over the arc, you know what I mean? When I sort of finished, But when you look at a reel from Eric, when that, you look at some of my reels, but look at Eric Cantona's reels, Yeah. I mean, he was absolutely fantastic. I mean, that was entertainment. I'm not sure it's so much entertainment now, If a physio told me I had to go off, I would knock him spark out. I'm telling you that now. But no way a physio would tell me to get off.
But they'd be scared to even say to the manager, though, wouldn't they? They'd be scared to go and say to a manager, just 60 minutes for him today, please. Vinny, just 60, not 90. Imagine that.
Yeah. You know what I also miss? All the pranks that you did. I was with Terry Gibson when we were covering the FA Cup, AFC Wimbledon, going through, and he was saying how you guys left his shoes on the roof. Do you remember that? And he had to go and collect them
up on the top of the train.
Yeah, exactly. And then he had to go fetch them, and you locked him out, and he had to climb on the roof and then retrieve them. And all those pranks are amazing.
If you like remembering them days, like we trained quite late that evening before we went to the hotel because we was having a crack, and some of the lads we trained in our boots that we wore in the cup final. So we went in, cleaned our boots. We used to have our own kit in them days. You take it home, bring it in. And I think he was Diodora, Gibbo. And I can remember throwing a pair of Diodoras up the chimney at the training ground, pretty sure. I think he slept in his boots the night before. Yeah, because they were a bit tight. They were new boots that he tried out.
Yeah, so you took it off him and then put them on the roof?
I slung them on the roof.
What do you reckon about the World Cup? Are you going to try and get out to any games? Are you going to?
Yeah, I might do if I'm out there. I've still got a place out there in Palm Springs.
Vinny? What you got?
Always got a chance, and always in with a chance. I see Harry Kane scored another couple yesterday. I mean, it's the last one for him, and it would just be nice if you could go out there and be the real deal. You know what I mean, and really have a go. You know what I mean, and not really be the nearly men. I know Southgate's Sir Gareth because he got into 2 semi-finals.
I can picture us winning it and Donald Trump just being the centre of attention with the trophy.
Yeah,
just give it to Harry Kane,
yeah.
Donald. Give it to Harry Kane, please.
Yeah, I do. I agree that he's overturned the Ronaldo thing. Now I've got to say, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, what's the World Cup without Ronaldo?
Yes.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, but no, I mean, for everybody, you know, all the British teams, you know, and it just wish them all the best because it creates so much of a buzz on this little island we live on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone. And if we win, there's going to be one big party. Everyone's going to go bonkers.
Might we get a bank holiday?
Yeah.
No, an extra one.
Yeah, I wouldn't get too excited. You want to slow down a little bit. I think you're jumping the gun a little bit. But no, you know, if they go well, it'll be great excitement leading up to it. Do you know what I mean? The whole country goes bonkers.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Vinny, it's been so good having you on the show. Thank you so much. And can't wait to watch it. Thank you so much.
Looking forward to it.
Right, so make sure you go and check out Vinnie Jones in the Countryside on Discovery Plus from the 2nd of February. It will be brilliant. Thank you so much. This is TalkSport Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Gabby Agbonlahor. Alan Brazil is off poorly at the moment. Don't worry, he is doing okay. Up next, we're going to be speaking to Neil Warnock as the pressure begins to grow on his friend Pep Guardiola. Good morning. Welcome along to talkSPORT Breakfast. Katie Shanahan in the chair alongside Gabby Agbonlahor. Now, as you may be aware, Alan Brazil is feeling unwell today, but don't worry, everyone. He's doing okay and will be back on air very, very soon.
Too many bourbons.
Right, I'm very delighted to say that we are now joined by a legendary manager. Within English football, he holds the record for the most promotions with 8 and the most games as a professional manager with 1,626. Wow, beating the previous record of 1,601. So it's a very good morning to Neil Warnock. Good morning, Neil.
Morning, Neil.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Gabby. Good morning, Katie.
How are you doing today, Neil?
Very good. Yeah, can't grumble at all. You can't when you get to my age. I've just been listening to Vinnie there. That was brilliant.
I know, it's so nice to relive those crazy gang days as well. Now, Neil, you said last week that Pep Guardiola is one player away from another, one game away from another dynasty. Do you think that Mark Gay is the player that will get them back to their best?
Yeah, they've been struggling at the back, and he hadn't really complained. I was so pleased to see him get that deal over the line because he'll just bring that calmness at the back now. They've been a bit fragile, and they've been taken advantage of, really. And it's like spread a little bit through the team, but he'll soon get that back on song because he just knows what he's doing, and I think that'll be a massive plus for him, that, as well as obviously Semenyo signing as well.
Neil, we had Sam Allardyce on about half an hour ago and asked him the question. I want to ask you the question as well. We've seen Maresca, Amorim speak out against the hierarchy above them and get the sack. We've seen Glasner do it when he's held on to his job. What do you think of Glasner's comments, and have you ever done that in your time, Neil?
I can't remember that many times.
I'm sure Simon Jordan would get it.
Yeah, but you get people upstairs. The hardest part for a manager, especially young managers, is not dealing with the players; it's dealing upstairs. That's the hardest part in management, and people don't even do any qualifications for that. It's dealing with what you got, and you do feel hard done by sometimes. I mean, Glasner was in a good position that he didn't bother if he got the sack. That's why he went at full health, because he's leaving at the end of the season, isn't he? But there's only one way when managers do go off like that, because owners don't tolerate it. As simple as that. But it is a difficult one for managers because you want to. Sometimes you can't say in the press what the fans really need to know. You're dealing with it as best you can. But you just sometimes your frustrations get the better of you, and you just have to come out with it, I'm afraid.
Neil, there's been a lot of talk this week around whether this could be Pep Guardiola's last season in charge of Man City. Alan McCoy's even suggested that he needs a rest. Where do you sit on this? Do you think he'll stay, or do you think he actually will walk away at the end of the season?
I don't think so. No, I don't think he will leave until he's successful again. I think next time he gets, even this year, I know people have wrote him off now. Don't write him off. Don't never write Pep off, because behind the scenes he'll be working harder than he's ever worked. I've never seen anybody. I only went for a couple of days a few months ago, and I've never seen anybody work as hard as what he does. It surprised me, if I'm honest. But he's got that bit between his teeth now, and he knows what people are saying or what we're saying, and I think he'll wait now, and especially after the game like the other night, which was probably as bad as it gets. He'll be more determined now to show people, and yeah, I mean, you look at Arsenal and they've got that depth in squad. I mean, he's been hit by so many, especially defensive injuries, that I'm glad he's got that deal over the line, because I think it'll start to fall off. And Haaland as well, he looked shattered doing that, but it's mentally that's not physical. I know you say, Gabby, they're on about too many games and all that lot, but that is a load of rubbish, isn't it, really? It's in your mind.
Training was like a game sometimes. Training was that hard sometimes.
I have to laugh. I know. I've just thought about when you had Vinnie on earlier. I just thought about what he would think about these guys that get breathed on and they go down in agony and writhe around. And I'm thinking, what on earth's going off here with the modern day? And it's just it has changed drastically, but I'm not sure it's all for the better.
So, Neil, what do you think, with all your experience, Man City back-to-back defeats now, especially that bruising defeat against Bodo, what do you think will be going on behind the scenes? What will Pep Guardiola be saying to his players to try and turn around this form ahead of facing Wolves at home on Saturday?
Well, they've got some really good attacking players, and they've got to just sort out that back line. I think that, it's not really just been the defensive side of it. I think everybody's got to play the part. But when you look at the dressing room, you are actually, when you go there, you see what camaraderie they've got, and he'll be getting that back up now and trying to get that humour back into the dressing room. They didn't look as though they were enjoying it. And I think when Man City's at the best, they're enjoying it with a smile. They play with a smile on their face. Yes, I know in some eyes they overdo it at times with the passing. And I think it's a bit frustrating for Haaland at times that he doesn't get more earlier balls, because that's what he wants. They have another 2 touches, 3 touches and that. But I think it'll be making more determined. I'm looking forward to the running now to see just what does happen, because like I say, I'm a massive fan, and yes, it looks like Arsenal's are going to do it now. But nobody gave Man City a chance at the start of the season. They weren't even in the talking, and then he just gradually did his job and caught up, and now he's got to do it again.
Yeah. Right, we're going to move on to Crystal Palace, because Alex Crook has just reported this, Neil. Crystal Palace have held talks with Wolves regarding a potential move for Jørgen Strand-Larsen, talkSPORT understands. Strand-Larsen, valued at around £40 million, is viewed as a possible replacement for Jean-Philippe Mateta, who's pushing for a move this January. Neil, do you think that is the kind of signing that would keep Oliver Glasner happy?
Well, nothing will keep Oliver Glasner. He knows he's going now. So I think they're probably doing that more to appease the fans than they are to Oliver. I think Oliver, they've got to get somebody in anyhow, whether Oliver's there or not. And
he wants big money, though, doesn't he, Neil? Mateta, for his new contract, I've heard. He wants probably double what they're offering.
No, listen, you can't blame the lad, Gabby. But listen, he couldn't pass 2 balls together last year. He couldn't score a goal. So you can't blame him for jumping on the bandwagon while he's had a good season. Yes. But I don't think Palace will indulge in a contract that he thinks is worth. Whereas another team might. They're looking at strikers now. They're few and far between at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah.
So but people will look at him. If I were a manager looking to sign him, you'd also think that what happens when he's not happy here if I do sign him. It's like the lad Isaac, him who went from Newcastle. I mean, everything looks rosy when you're scoring goals and you're doing well. But you know what it's like, Gabby. If you enjoy it, if you're enjoying your football, you're so much better. It becomes so much easier, doesn't it? So much. You don't need 2 touches. You have 1 touch and it's a goal. Because that, and I think it's that enjoyment that 1 or 2 teams are missing at the minute.
Spot on, mate.
Neil, so good to get your insights this morning on talkSPORT Breakfast. Thank you so much.
Legend.
I was just going to talk to you about me seeing my cormorants and my herons and my kingfishers down the side of the river at Lou there. So,
amazing.
Look at that for a nature programme.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we can watch Vinnie's Countryside series. Thank you so much, Neil. Enjoy the rest of your day. Right, coming up next, we're going to be turning our attention to Celtic, back in action tonight in Europe. But what does their long-term situation look like? That's coming up next here on talkSPORT Breakfast. Good morning.
fancied having a beer in the stands while watching your team at the Emirates, or at Anfield, or at Stamford Bridge? Well, this season you actually can. Drinking alcohol in the stands at Premier League games may still be illegal, but the Women's Super League is doing something different. And here's how we got there. Back in the 1980s, football had a serious image problem. The sport was plagued by violence, pitch invasions and beer-fuelled chaos. Then, in 1985, Margaret Thatcher's government stepped in. They introduced the Sporting Events Control of Alcohol Act, banning alcohol in view of the pitch across England and Wales. Since then, many fans and clubs have called for the law to be relaxed. But despite attempts to change things over the years, authorities just haven't been convinced fans can be trusted. But in January 2025, something did change. The Women's Championship, now called the WSL2, launched a trial allowing fans to drink in the stands. The reasoning? Well, fans at women's matches tend to behave differently. Less aggression, more family-friendly vibes. As a result, select WSL and WSL2 stadiums are now allowing fans to drink alcohol in view of the pitch. It's been a landmark move showing growing trust in fans and recognising that women's football is building its own culture. So could the men's game be the next to leave the 1980s behind? Well, maybe, if fans can prove they can handle a pint without pitching it at someone. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Until then, it's Bovril all around. Cheers to that. A very good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Save on your next car in the Real Sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale. Good morning. Katie Shanahan in the chair this morning alongside Gabby Agbonlahor. And just so you are all aware, Alan Brazil is doing okay. He's a little bit poorly right now, but he will be back taking the mic out of Gabby's hands very, very shortly. So do not worry. Right, on to England's first ODI against Sri Lanka. It's well underway as they prepare for next month's T20 World Cup. Sri Lanka are batting first, so let's check in with the talkSPORT commentary team over on talkSPORT 2. It's Steve Harmison and Roche Abisinger.
If you want to. So good opening partnership, 43 without loss, going at just under 5 runs and over. Sri Lanka's strategy would be to try and build a solid foundation and then maybe look to get to that 260, 270, because we do know that pitchers here can kind of assist the spin bowlers going forward.
Yeah, it's the challenge from when the toss comes, that you have the music's on. I think the DJ is expecting the over to be bowled, but Rod Tucker not a happy man at this moment in time. He's got his hands on his hips. He's very disappointed with the
poor coordination.
Yeah, very poor coordination.
I think he lost his count. He thought it's a 5-ball over from over the wicket now. Curran, driven, finds the man at mid-off. So that's the end of the over. It is 43 without loss, and you're on talkSPORT 2 and talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel.
You're talking about, what's a good score, and 260, 270, and captains wanting to get the toss in their favour and bat first, but England might feel with the artillery they've got and the batting unit they have, as long as the wicket doesn't deteriorate too much, then England will like to chase, because I think England are better when the game's in front of them. I don't think they're very good front runners. Likewise, I don't think Sri Lanka are very good front runners, and assessing what a good score is and then going out and executing it. I think both sides are more happy chasing, and I think with what England have got in their sort of lower to middle order, even if it is a 260, 270 par score, England will still feel as though they've got enough in the changing rooms to chase that.
Okay, so you can continue listening to talkSPORT's commentary team of Steve Harmison and Rocher Abbey-Singer over on talkSPORT 2 if you want to listen to England's first ODI against Sri Lanka. Okay, right, let's move on then, because Scotland and the title race, well, it's at fever pitch, isn't it? Hearts, who have defied all expectations throughout the season, sit top with 50 points. Celtic and Rangers 6 points behind both with 44 points. So this weekend, well, it's Hearts against Celtic, a cracking game. But there's a growing injury list, is a worry for Hearts boss Derek McGuinness, who is without a number of key players, including their captain, Lawrence Shankland, for 2 months. So can Celtic catch Hearts? Well, to answer exactly is a man who won 5 league titles at Celtic Park. Charlie Mulgrew, a very, very good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
Morning, Gabby. Morning, Katie.
And what a cracking game we've got on Sunday. How do you see this playing out?
Yeah, it's a massive game in the title race. I mean, we keep saying that every week, but this is genuinely, there's a real feeling that if Hearts can win the game, then it's going to be really difficult to claw back the 9 points, because they just seem to be picking up wins when they've got the last 2 games. I think before the Cup, they had 10 men for long spells in the game, like more than half a game, and they're grinding out the results. They're managing to do it, but key injuries to Lawrence Shankland, their striker, out 6 to 8 weeks, has been massive for them. Arguably been the player of the year in Scotland. Devlin, who's been a top midfielder in terms of picking up second balls and a big part of what they do, energy in the midfield. So 2 huge players missing for them. So Celtic need to take advantage. But again, Celtic have been brilliant. Martinelli's come in and picked up results. Celtic need players in the door to give the whole place a lift. They definitely need a striker or 2. Looks like they're very close to one just now, but yeah, that needs to. It's going to be a huge game, and one Celtic must feel that they need to win.
Charlie, we know what Martin O'Neill can do. I mean, I enjoyed my time with him at Aston Villa, legendary manager. But when you look at both sets of squads, I know injuries for Hearts, of course, but would you say probably 50-50 in terms of what players would make a best 11 out of both teams?
No, I wouldn't, Gabby. I would say Celtic have got the better players.
Yeah? Okay.
The problem is, I would probably say Hearts front 3.
Yep.
Would get in the Celtic team. That's my opinion on it. I think Kezaridis, Braga, and Shankland have been the best front 3 in the league this year. I think there's no doubt about that. The thing Hearts have got going this year is they've really embraced kind of the underdog mentality, in terms of no team outside Celtic and Rangers have even been close to winning a league in decades. So now they're this far into it, they seem to be just, it suits them. It's a funny one. It suits them to be out of possession. So a lot of the players they've got, like Devlin I mentioned, like their midfielders, Magnussen and Beningame, and their defenders, they enjoy defending the box. They enjoy picking up second balls. So they've beat Celtic and Rangers both twice this year because they didn't have a lot of possession. They go and win the ball and they score on the break, and then they're good at holding on to leads and defending their box. So they've got that kind of underdog mentality. They defend well and they do the simple things well. Now, I think, as I say, I mentioned the front 3 would get in Celtic's team. Celtic will get the better players, but the problem with Celtic is the transfer windows recently have not been good, and it's caught up with them a wee bit. So you know what it's like, Gabby, when you sign new players, the whole building gets a lift, and there's not been enough of that. There's been a severely lacking a striker in this season. I mean, it's been a huge loss since Adamida left, Kyogo left. It's been a massive gap there. Maida's not bad, he does a job up there, but I don't think he's an out-and-out striker. I think he's better off the left, and a striker needs to come in the building. But overall, you would say Celtic are the better players, but you just got a feeling that Hearts at home are going to be it's going to be a really tough game, because they, as I say, they're very good at that sort of underdog mentality and doing the off the ball stuff very well.
Charlie, if Martin O'Neill somehow does seal the title this season, which would be amazing, would you give him the job permanently?
100%. I think there's no doubt about it. Martin O'Neill's now proven that with Nonsi coming in and then coming back, I mean, he's got something. I mean, I don't think he'd take anything away from his backroom staff, Sean Maloney, Mark Fordingham, Stephen McManus. Everybody comes together and works a unit, but Martin O'Neill being the main man, and obviously you're judged on what he's going to be judged on, what the results are ultimately. The energy he brings, I think there's no reason why he can't take it on for longer. I mean, he's got people talk about his age, but the way he manages that, the players. When he came back in the building, there was a huge lift. I'd heard that the place was obviously very excited about his return because he's got a real authentic personality. Obviously, you know him, you've worked with him. He's a proper good man, and he's a good manager, and he has the energy behind the scenes with young coaches that understand what the modern player needs. So there's no reason why Martin O'Neill can't take it over, and I think that should be the first option if he does well and he wins this league.
Yes.
Listen, if Martin O'Neill wins this league, I think he'll admit it himself, it'll be the most satisfying league win he's had in his time. I mean, it'll be almost a miracle he's produced with what he's had to do with the way the seasons went.
Charlie, I asked Mr. McCoist earlier on in the week off air who he wants to win because of the title race, and for some reason he said he wants Hearts to win. Very odd. When you'd want, I'm sure you should be wanting Hearts to lose so you can win and close the gap. Very strange from Coisty.
Yeah, well, my guess there would be he's still a wee bit bitter towards Celtic, or he maybe feels that he can catch Hearts, because the thing is, right, in Scotland is when we look at it, it's really strange because in my lifetime I've never seen a team win the Scottish Premiership outside Celtic and Rangers. I think the closest was, I don't know, late 80s maybe, and I don't remember it because I think it was the year I was born, actually, 86. Hearts came close and lost it in the last day. So I don't remember it because I was a baby. Now I've never seen it. So for us up here, we always think that there's going to be a point where Hearts are going to fall off it and they're going to become unstuck.
They're not, are they?
And they're not. But here we go. There's a couple injuries came now, and now it's the next test for them, because when you're trying to win a title in Scotland, all the focus is on you and all the pressure is on you. Everybody's looking at you. So there comes a different pressure with that and an expectation, and teams start to then sit in and defend against you, and all of a sudden the onus is on you. Go and take it to teams. So I think maybe Coisty maybe still feels like he's either a wee bit bitter or he still feels that...
kick him in that five-a-side you're playing, mate. Give him a kick for me.
Aye, I'll give him one. Aye, I'll get him.
Charlie, so good to see you.
Top man, Charlie, legend.
So good to see you.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Yeah, first time we've seen Charlie since the Arnold Clark trip to
that was good,
Glasgow. That was really good fun.
Amazing electric cars.
Yes, and someone won a car that day. That was very exciting.
Yes.
Right, there's been a wicket in the first ODI between England and Sri Lanka. Live on talkSPORT 2, we can say a very good morning to Sam Ellard, who's watching for talkSPORT. Sam.
Yeah, good morning. England have the first wicket. Sri Lanka got through the first 10 overs to power play without losing the opening partnership. But Sam Curran in the first over outside of the power play gets Nissanka for 21. It's a vintage Sam Curran slower ball out of the back of the hand. The batsman just didn't pick it, and then all he could do was have a swipe and pick out the fielder at mid-on Dawson, who takes a good catch. So Sri Lanka will look good and solid and steady inside the first 10 overs. Nissanka made 21 before falling to Curran. Misara's unbeaten on 25. He's looked good at the crease. The left-hander, he hit the first 6 of the afternoon in Colombo. A short ball from Jamie Overton, rocking onto the back foot and pulling it to the leg side for a 6. And Kusal Mendes is new to the crease. He's yet to get off the mark. It's a spin-heavy England attack today. Just the two seamers and Sam Curran and Jamie Overton. We've already seen Liam Dawson. He bowled 3 overs in the power play, and I reckon we're not too far away from seeing a little bit of Adil Rashid in these hot conditions in Sri Lanka. So Masara's got 25. Kusal Mendes yet to get off the mark. Sam Curran with a breakthrough for England. 11 overs gone. Sri Lanka are 50 for 1.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, Sam. We'll be back with Sam as and when wickets fall. Right, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Very good morning. Katie Shanahan and Gabby Agbonlahor in the chair today. We turn our attention next to the resurgence of Wolves and ask Gabby to apologise to the Yam Yams. Good morning. Welcome along to talkSPORT Breakfast. Katie Shanahan alongside Gabby Agbonlahor this morning. Plenty of you are asking. Do not worry about Alan. He's doing okay. He's just not feeling his very best this morning. He'll be back on your airwaves very, very soon. Do not worry. Now, the Australian Open is into its 5th day and the world number 2 and reigning champion Yannick Sinner is in action, and we can cross live to Toby Gillis. Good morning. What's happening in Melbourne?
Good morning. Where's Andy Gray when you need him? We need a ticker bow son. 40-year-old Stan Wawrinka deserves one this morning. The former champion just will not bow out in Melbourne. The most incredible second-round match against Artur Geier, 19 years his junior, coming from behind twice to take it 10-3 on a match tiebreak in the 5th set. Remember, this is Wawrinka's last ever Australian Open before he retires at the end of the season. The whole score merits reading. 4-6, 6-3, 3-6, 7-5, 7-6. Huge credit to the Frenchman. The qualifier ranked 198 in the world for playing his part, but much to the fans' delight, Wawrinka's experience won through in the end, and this just adds to the legend of the 3-time Grand Slam champ. Looking like the 9th seed Taylor Fritz will be his 3rd round opponent. He's 2 sets up in his 2nd round clash with Vit Capriva. Meanwhile, Yannick Sinner is in cruise control against home favourite and veteran James Duckworth. 2 breaks up in the 3rd set too, after the defending champion won the first 2 6-1, 6-4. Naomi Osaka is another former champ still playing late into the evening. The Japanese was comfortable in the 1st set. She lost the 2nd to Sorana Castella of Romania though. Osaka is up with a break, 2-1 in the decider, but has just had a medical timeout. We'll see how it impacts her. Remember, earlier routine wins for big names like Jessica Pegula and defending champ Madison Keys in the women's, while Novak Djokovic was among the men to go through.
The Australian Open update on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Every set exclusively live on TNT Sports. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
So from Australia to the USA, the Super Bowl is just a few weeks away, and we're sending one of you and a mate to San Francisco on the 6th of February to see it live. Flights, 3 nights in a hotel, spending money, and 2 seats at the game. It's the biggest event in sport, and we're sorting the whole thing for you. But the competition closes today at 4 p.m, so get your entry in now. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or you can call this number, 0343 418 7260. That's 0343 418 7260. Lines close today at 4 p.m, and that's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. So for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now, and a very good luck. Right, we teased this a little bit earlier on. It has been a miserable season for Wolves, but the fans could be about to get the highlight of the year. A Gabby apology. Wow, this is a rare occurrence. Just before Christmas, we went a little bit over the top when trying to predict how many points they would pick up from their remaining games. And it's safe to say it hasn't gone to plan, and the Wanderers fans haven't forgotten.
Is it too late now to say sorry?
Lost. The worst Premier League side ever. An absolute shambles. And I went through their games now. Manchester United away 0.
Manchester United 1, Wolves 1.
Keep the Wolves name out your mouth, Gabby.
West Ham at home, 1 point.
Mateus Mane has made it 3-0 to Wolverhampton Wanderers. They can bring out status quo and rock it all over the world, because Wolves have their first Premier League win of this disastrous season for them.
Have that, Gab. Hi-ho, Wolverhampton.
Everton away 0.
It finishes Everton 1, Wolves 1.
Another one wrong from Mystic Gabby.
Newcastle at home 0.
Finished here, Wolves 0, Newcastle 0, and for Wolves that's 5 games in all competitions now without defeat.
Maybe he likes to talk about Wolves because secretly he wished he played for us.
Would you like to apologise to the Wolves fans?
Maybe, but first of all I want to say...
Here we go.
8 points Wolves have got. They've got 4 points to try and beat Derby's record in 16 games. Let's hope they can do that.
Doesn't sound like an apology.
They've won 1, drawn 5, lost 16, minus 26 goal difference. but they want me to apologise. What I can apologise is Aston Villa stealing their young talent Mane in the summer, maybe for a £20 million prize.
I haven't quite heard the word sorry.
All right. Me, I'm sorry, me, I'm. All right. Me, I'm sorry about Wolves not doing well this season, and hopefully you can get 12 points. See you in the Championship next season with Walsall. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to back up Wolves fans here. They went on a 12 defeats in a row, and since then they've been unbeaten in 5 and turned around their form.
And got 8 points. Amazing.
Yeah, but at least they managed to turn it around. When they were rock bottom, they managed to get some results.
Just 14 points to keep safe.
Yeah, 3-0 against West Ham and then 6-1 against Shrewsbury in the FA Cup. Right. Don't forget, there is live and exclusive cricket over on talkSPORT 2, as you've been hearing this morning. You can download the app to swipe between the stations. This has been talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Gabby Agbonlahor. Ray Parler is with you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Alan Brazil is doing okay, don't worry, and he will be back very soon, I promise. Up next is Jim White and Simon Jordan. Have a great day.